And we're sure.
Now we're good to go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Awesome Talk Season 11, Episode 10 on July 30th, 2019. Tonight we have an amazing fucking show for you. This is the show that was supposed to happen last week, but we were decimated by Hurricane Sandy that happened all in 10 minutes and, ruined,
Dude,
peppered ruins into New Jersey in a way that made no fucking sense.
So here's what happened with me on that. No, I was at my house when the storm started, not 10 minutes down the road from here, and I was like, the storm came. I was like, oh, storm, yeah, it's kind of shitty, but whatever. And I'm driving down Route 18, and I'm like, what the fuck happened?
It was
down here?
You were playing a gig in the Asbury Park train station of all places.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be in Summerfield Park.
Okay.
But Springwood, my bad.
Yeah.
Springwood Park. And because it was going to rain and stuff, they put us inside. So we're just chilling inside, sunny, death.
There's people hanging on to light posts.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so crazy.
And it was like a
lady on a bicycle going by, backwards.
They were at the dentist, and the doctor told them to stay away from the window.
I was sitting in the dentist chair, and right in front of the chair is just a wall of windows. And she has her fingers in my mouth, with the X-ray shit. And every 2 seconds, she's looking over her shoulder out the window, and she's like, "Oh, did you see that branch?" And I'm just and then the monitor's behind my head, and she's like, "All right, now we're gonna look over," and then everything went out, and I'm like, "Well, I guess I'm not getting the results."
The lights went out, and then shit got bad because the emergency lights then went out.
Oh, wow!
And I was like,
yeah, but that's not because of the storm. That's because they didn't check the fucking batteries.
You're lucky it wasn't surgery or something.
Don't give me your electric.
Open heart surgery? Some sort of generator for a surgery situation.
And by the fucking way,
it's laughing gas. It wears off.
So I go on Facebook after the storm, and we lost power for 3 days, and I'm like, fuck JCP&L, right? And the first fucking thing that happens, no offense to my friends, but any of my friends who work in electric, all of a sudden in the comments, got to start schooling me about how electric works.
No, I didn't school you on anything. I schooled you on nothing.
He gets very
And you said any of my friends all know
So defensive.
He is so defensive.
But then they're like,
I'm an electrician. It's not.
I know what I'm talking about.
You don't know how hard this shit
Here's
really
my
is. Why don't you
certification.
go out there and fix the fucking wire?
No, I commented on it, and I was like, "Rawr," because he was mad about the whole thing. Yeah, because you're yelling at the darkness.
You just spoke out of my opinion. This conversation.
Literal direct out of the comments.
Should all be summed up in one word and just.
The worst thing I saw in the storm in my neighborhood, in my apartment complex, somebody had their entire car destroyed by a tree branch. I guess
the
they had
Widowmaker.
the misfortune.
Like the recent one or Sandy?
This one that just passed. I was pulling up to my apartment, and I'm driving through, and I'm seeing all these branches and shit in the street and the roads. And I turn the corner, and there's a blue, I want to call it a CRV with a branch just laying on the top of it.
What an unlucky
Just
day.
for anybody in the audience that doesn't understand, we live in hurricane world.
Yeah.
We are
Well, now we
storm.
Call it that.
Thanks,
We are
warning.
brazen with storms. You know what I mean? We don't fear a lot of.
But we don't
what
get a hurricane
happened
every year.
was-
What happened that day was fucking crazy.
A transformer
Yeah,
fell
we
right
definitely
into
did.
a flat truck bed,
And
perfectly. Just fell right off the pole into the truck bed. all the power out in like half a Long Branch.
And
or
the guy was like,
something.
half my job done. Who's got the keys? Yeah.
I was actually golfing today, and there was a tree that they had just like trimmed everything. So it was just a trunk and then a top. No lie, thing snapped in half and just fell to the ground. No more than 15 feet from me and my father sitting in our cart. We look at each other like, whoa!
You know how intense the wind has to be to break a stick in half? You're like, when there's a whole sail attached to it to pull it down, that's
Yeah,
one thing.
it's a
but
stick.
It's like, oh, what the fuck? Holy shit.
I knew it was alive. There was green on top, but
Yeah.
it just.
Wow.
But that happened today. It wasn't even that windy today. It just happened out of nowhere. Freak accident.
Can I
Plants are
introduce...
just
I
moving up now.
gotta introduce our guest. I'm sorry, I want to come back to this conversation. I'm so fucking happy that we're ready to go right out of the
happening
gate.
really fast.
This is great. So I'm gonna introduce you guys, and then we're gonna go about the business of introducing ourselves, right? So you're kind of introduced
Oh,
twice,
boy.
but it happens. She doesn't like it.
Aw.
So our guest this night is Des in the Swagmatics. Can I just hear it right there? So we have Des,
Hi.
Craig,
Cameras.
Danny, and Ray.
It would
Or
have
is
been
it Jimmy? Jimmy! God damn it!
so funny.
Damn
We
it!
were like,
I was so... He was so confident.
Is it my Irish eyes?
Shame.
Listen,
Well,
You're never-
Dan's
You'll
usually
never
here,
forget
so
it,
I
though.
just was thinking Dan. But
you're
just
never
missed
going to be
that.
a waiter at a
It's
fancy
blue.
restaurant.
I bet you will never forget it, though.
That ship is not yours.
You know, I was actually thinking, like, of all names, mine was probably gonna be the least.
Memorable.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. But welcome, you guys. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for
How's it
having me.
going?
So we're going to do a classic Around the Bar. That's where we say our name and something about ourselves. I'm
Doesn't
Rick,
matter what.
and I recently started going back to the gym.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going right to me this
Yeah,
fast?
sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing pre-written.
It's,
Yeah,
uh,
it's not pre-written.
It's
I'm
not
Ray.
Russian roulette.
I'm the keyboardist in the band. I spent my day running a Beatles camp for children. That was what I did earlier today. And
The
now, and
insect
now
or
I'm
the
here drinking
music?
with
Dude,
you.
I feel like he just took everyone
Oh, the,
else's answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? On a different week, Des would have an answer similar. But,
Okay. All right. So
yeah.
you're teaching the kids about the Beatles.
Yeah, that was that was the day I had.
As opposed to being like a
Interesting.
scientist and teaching about the bug
yeah,
Beatles.
no,
This is
yeah.
the music. Okay.
Yeah, music teacher. Yeah.
Well, welcome. Welcome.
Glad to be here.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yep.
Pat, and I almost didn't make it tonight. I was almost not here.
What happened?
God.
What's the matter?
Oh, just I was late.
Oh, okay. All right.
sounds
I was
way
just-
more-
I was
Yeah,
ready for
I
a
know it was
dramatic
hard.
story.
Nothing important.
Nothing too
exciting.
crazy.
I'm with Sarah in protest. Clearly stated by the shirt that I'm wearing.
Slow clap.
I'm impressed.
That was a long game.
Just push
That
the
was,
button.
that was a serious
Yeah.
long game
It's
maneuver
like-
right
Wow.
there.
That is the longest
Lights up.
game.
Yeah.
Remind me never to piss you off.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Yeah, he'll
Sarah's
figure out how to
gonna talk
rewire your
about
house
this
all
for
wrong.
like 2 weeks. That shirt joke is good.
Not
right?
true.
Wasn't it?
I let jokes go all the time.
Dude, you like rewire your house, you go turn on your like house lights, your toilet flushes.
Yeah. He thinks that's real funny. Yeah. You're next.
Okay, I'm Jimmy. I'm the guitar player.
AKA Danny.
Today I'm Danny. And I accept both answers. And I went kayaking today. That's about it.
Wow.
It's a
Well,
fun
you
thing
guys
to
do a lot of interesting shit.
Yeah.
Just on a normal ass Tuesday.
Helping kids with the Beatles, golfing.
They're musicians.
I-
They
I'm-
work
On
weekends.
paper, it all looks away.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah, that it is. Oh, okay.
I gotta maintain this
Hi. I'm Des, short for Desiree. I'm the Des of the Swagmatics.
Makes sense.
And let me think something interesting about myself. Oh, I sliced my foot open this weekend, and I've also started going back to the gym, so that's made life real interesting.
Those are part of the same story.
Yeah, no, because
Okay.
I went into my trainer on Monday after cutting my foot open on Sunday, and I was like, look, dude, I'm not trying to get out of this workout, but
I'll bleed all over the
need
mat
to
if
know
you
I
want,
need
but
bleed all over
yeah,
this place.
right.
My assumption was they happened in the opposite order. Is that like you started going to the gym and that's how it went?
Right.
No,
There was a
I
fall
was
or
just
something.
recording.
Sorry, going back. Right?
Just recording in the studio in open-toed shoes. This happened Sunday. In open-toed shoes, thought I was all the way through the door, was not all the way through the door. My foot didn't quite clear it, and you know how there's always a little gap under the door? Well, my pinky toe caught that gap and sliced in
I
between
felt that
the
when
toes.
you said it, yeah.
And I know for a fact those doors shut hard.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like 50 pounds. each.
Ugh.
Yeah.
50 pounds on one little toe.
They
Yeah.
soundproof like weighted doors. Like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
So nobody heard the scream afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
they heard it through the remaining air gap where her
Yeah.
toe was.
Facts.
And on that note, I'm Craig. I'm the drummer of the band. And I'd like to give a shout out to Kevin Stryker, aka Bass Mountain, my rhythm section.
Yeah.
What up, buddy?
Daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy Striker.
Thank you. Welcome to the bar. Thank you.
bro.
Yes.
I'm Sarah. It's not that I'm protesting. I just don't. I don't fucking have anything. It's not a protest. It's more like a boring test.
Well, you know Stones, he often misinterprets things.
A boring.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
It's Frankie's turn.
Hey, it's Frankie B. I'm filling in for the big homie Matt Lagoon today. He's at Gathering of the Juggalos. Salute.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. That was a good round.
Yay!
That was really good.
Fun.
That was the best one ever.
Someone's at gathering.
Now we just
Juggalos.
shut the show.
Yes.
off.
Well, our
my
sound guy is a
musicians there.
non-fundamentalist juggalo.
Yeah.
And
Definitely is.
I mean, he's got
He lived
half
with-
Is he like a cafeteria
He lived
juggalo, or
with Gots from the
So
Rat.
he's like the type of juggalo.
I ran the Gots yesterday.
He's a full-blown juggalo, but he doesn't think you should tie a rope to your dick and jump out a window or anything like that.
That's what I was asking.
Right? Sure. He doesn't think that you should like cut somebody for not being a juggalo. He's, he's a love everybody juggalo, you know?
And they put him on the presses because, you know, he's a good representation.
He's a good representative.
So
So you could say he's a huggalo.
Yeah.
You could say that.
No,
could say that. You
don't
might
encourage
say
that.
That might be
Don't
insulting.
you encourage
That might be insulting.
Don't you dare encourage
I gotta
that.
say hi to the people in the chat. Angelo Gingerelli's in the chat. He runs this awesome open mic at the Brighton Bar on Monday nights for stand-up comedy. Madison, what's up, man? Welcome. Pat's Alexis is in the chat.
Hey.
Let's see. I see Des in the chat. I also see you here. Tom Dente, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, keep doing that. Keep saying what's up. So, like, I wanted to talk about. So we were talking earlier about the storm in New Jersey, and one of the things that I keep talking to people about is global warming, and it seems like things that were almost sort of thought of as fact once upon a time, like we had gotten to that point, seems to be backtracking. And if you guys disagree with me, that's totally fine.
No.
But what I'm saying is, I felt like we were
yet.
getting to a point where we were in agreement, like, oh, we need to make some changes, and now like a whole bunch of people pulled back like a wave, and they're like, yeah, well, you know, the Earth goes through cycles and shit. It's not our fucking fault.
Why is it snowing with global warming?
Yeah, right.
It's so cold.
Right.
That's the
How
worst.
can it be warm?
At what age in each of your lives have you just succumbed to the fact that at least half the population has really fucked up brains?
Yeah.
When did-
What was
It's way more than that because the implication is that the other half is smart enough to know better, and then they're just not doing anything about it. In which case, then aren't they just as dumb? So you're
they're like, oh, I was the generation that lived before the generation that wiped everybody out.
Yeah.
So fucking who cares, right?
I was. What year was 2016? How old is that?
Years ago.
That's around then. I had such hope in people. It took me a long time to get really jaded and annoyed with.
I have hope in
humanity.
half of the people.
It took me a really long time.
I have hope in roughly
I so
half of the
optimistic.
people.
Look, man, hate
That may
always-
make me extremely average.
Hate and ignorance has a way of finding its way
So
back and
optimistic.
fighting for its right to exist
Yeah.
in the zeitgeist, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
But this recent push, I think, is just one of the last coughs of like just trying to find.
Late stage
It's a
capitalism.
last uppercut swing on the way down.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but I really
That's all
do.
it is.
I believe in the
agree
younger
on that.
generation. These kids that are growing
I
up
do
with
too.
the cell phones, and
Yeah,
they
me too.
they have information at their fingertips,
Yep.
and they just need to learn to fact check. That's what you need to learn to do. Don't
Sure.
just believe what you
The
read. but-
problem with
go
it
ahead.
now is that
It's always
fact
been fucked up. It's always been
is
skewed.
considered as something that you do digitally. If you sat 20 millennials down and told them to fact check something, good luck finding one that would be like, does anyone have an encyclopedia?
credible resource, yeah,
I can
yeah.
use?
Right.
Like that
No,
doesn't
they're all gonna
happen.
Google it.
So now we're at a point where like your fact checking is only as good as the digital source you're relying on. Google could. I've said on this show so many times. Google could basically rewrite history if it wanted. If you Google like
Or Wikipedia.
what did President blah
That's a
blah
movie
blah
idea
do
right
for
there.
It does
whatever?
rewrite history.
How many
And, like,
generations
if
would it
Google
take?
said,
Invented and
and if Google
who
put
vets
up
it,
that like
you know,
President Trump did this or President Bush did that, like they could rewrite history. It's looked
In
at
two
as a sort of,
generations.
like what
2 generations, it would
Yeah.
take
Pepsi and
to
Coke,
filter it
man.
out, man.
Absolutely.
To filter it out, because
There's
if
nobody
you
they can ask.
right, if you give a fake fact, a bunch of young
And
people.
there's enough web pages and sites that have
and,
it.
and you
already.
see it
Yeah.
happening in education because now
Yeah.
they're like not even teaching slavery in the
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 states'
way
rights
that
stuff,
we
the
were
states'
taught.
rights
So
thing.
much.
They're changing the word. They're taking the word slavery out
Right.
of some
What the-
textbooks
fucking
and
That
crazy.
pisses me off
Like,
so
Yeah.
intensely.
We're already changing
Right.
our own past or allowing it to happen.
Yeah.
So the next generation might not be so.
But
you
they're
know.
changing slavery to something else.
States'
It's like
rights
involuntary
bullshit.
workers or
Yeah.
something like.
Indentured
Yeah.
servitude.
Yeah,
like
shell
no,
shock.
no.
Well, like, remember
They-
George
they-
Carlin
they
used to
that.
talk about euphemisms.
Actually, I was gonna say when it was asked like when did you all start like getting actually skeptical about like 51% of people sucking like
Or 49. I don't know. I'm a glass half full.
That's nice. Oh yeah, George Carlin was like a pretty major
Yeah.
influence
Me too.
like adolescence and high school and since and what
Yeah.
like I was at one of his last performances. That was really
Oh,
amazing.
wow.
At
Good for
the
you, man.
Macy. That was like a bucket list kind of thing.
Yeah,
Carlin
of course.
wasn't a
Yeah.
comedian. He was a prophet.
Yeah.
That man
Yeah, he got
just
stuff,
knew.
He was a linguist,
Yeah.
according to him.
A cunning linguist.
There's a certain there are certain comics I wish were
Master.
back. I wish George Carlin was back. I wish Richard Pryor was back.
Pryor.
I wish Bill Hicks was fucking.
Yeah, but,
back.
but George Carlin be hashing out the same shit over and over again. I mean, it's the same fucking story.
No.
He told us what that one was.
Well, here's the
gonna
thing, man. I
happen.
mean,
I
George
agree.
Carlin.
Watching, like,
It's
the
all-
old
he'd-
one
he'd
and the
have
newer
run out of
one,
material
because
and
it was like the same stuff.
Stones for
He
Halloween
don't
should be
run out of
Bobcat
material in the
Goldthwait this year.
direction
Moving on.
Yeah.
I can't find that.
Yeah.
And they have the same laugh. And they have the same laugh. That
Yeah, it
There's
works.
more people in the chat saying things now. Hold on.
Hi,
Let's
Chatty.
see. Tom Dente, likewise. Hi, y'all. I'm here. Oh, it's my mom. Hey, what's up? But
Hi,
Frost,
Ma.
just refresh. You probably can't hear that if it's Frost.
Oh.
Tom Dente, we produce nothing. We live off of the backs of others and work to give our money away and just consuming. Bring on the deluge and hasten our return to having to do things that make sense.
Yeah, but when again, man, I've said this I've said this here before. When 7% of the planet is the only land left for nature, and the other 93% of land, not ocean, but the other 93% of land is consumed by human beings.
Yeah.
which we're not there yet.
No, we are.
We
are. No, they- people don't know that.
Most
There's more than
of
enough.
those human beings have so much hubris that they're not willing to have the conversation of maybe we should consider how much we're breeding.
Yeah.
I already considered
People
that
get
fact.
offended. Right? People are offended.
I gotta pull the thing off the wall. 0 days since Craig has mentioned that.
What, you have no kids?
Craig, most of the time I mention it, I'm around
It's
you.
physically impossible for me to do so.
Can we get a, on that note, can we
It
get
was my- it was my
can we get a sip
favorite
sip for that
birthday
snip snip?
Dude, I'm gonna shake your hand.
Can we get a sip sip for the snip snip, please?
Snip,
I
snip.
don't want
Cheers.
Neither do I.
Sip, sip for a snip.
I'm
snip.
way too selfish to have children.
You're just too much of an asshole, dude. I would raise an. I mean, I feel like he'd be a smart asshole, but I feel like he wouldn't do well because
But still,
of
he'd
it.
be he'd be one of those kids that's smart in prison selling cigarettes.
You know, fuck the government. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, yeah, right.
This is
Like what
exactly
my dad
why
always
there's so
said.
many
Yeah, my dad always told me
because
fuck the
people
government.
like you guys think this way and don't have kids, and that's why
No, that's true.
idiots are having
Yeah, right.
kids.
That's
That's
why
true.
we're being outnumbered.
Only idiots are breeding. Yeah,
That's
that was
why-
a death cab for cutie.
And they're breeding fast.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Like in a lot.
Like a lot.
So maybe you should freeze some sperm.
Oh, come on.
Just put it in the test tube and put it in the freezer.
Was that an invitation?
I'm in the same boat. I don't have kids. Fuck that. Smart people are dying off because they're smart. Because fuck this.
Yeah.
Life feels
Yeah,
like a
fuck
waste
that.
of
That's why
time.
2016
Why would you
was
wanna
an
have a kid?
exodus. We didn't know, but they were like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
2016,
People are
man.
treating kids like pets now. Like it's a status symbol.
They
Oh, I
have their
a
children
puppy.
on leashes.
Yeah.
It is a status
This is
symbol.
legitimate
It has to be
status
rich to have kids because they're trying to reduce the population
Yeah,
nicely.
yeah, right.
For now.
I don't think they want the population reduced. I think that's a problem.
You have a maid and a kid, and you're set.
Come on, asteroid.
Yeah. Right? What do we
It's
do
nobody's
here?
fault. It just happened,
What
man.
do we do here, man? And we're in a really weird
Nothing.
place. And I gotta tell you
What
something,
about
man. Like up until recently, even I tried my best to hesitate when we were compared to Nazi Germany with the shit that's going on. I tried my best to be like, I hopefully it's not like no,
But how?
like it
but
couldn't.
how, at what
it
point?
couldn't go that
Both sides
but
are
at
screaming
what point
that.
in the
Both sides
Nazi
are screaming
Germany world could it be
That's
considered?
the
Could it be
craziest part.
compared to what we would compare Nazi Germany? In the early stages, most people would be like, "No, you couldn't compare that to what Nazi Germany." It's
Well,
like
the different
there
stages
was
are,
at
are
what
coming in
point?
different
I'd
cases.
say it becomes no more gray area when it becomes like dark when it's like rape and murder.
Oh, that's
I don't know
Like,
if
you
we've
know.
gotten that
happening
far
right
yet.
now.
Yeah,
It's
somewhere.
absolutely happening.
So then
And we
the
actually
answer
already
to the
have
question
dying
is
and
absolutely
young
we
people are
are
reporting
doing
abuse.
terrible
Yeah.
things for
Yeah.
human
No,
rights.
Border Patrol guy was actually just indicted for rape.
Yeah.
It
And the
sounds
thing
like,
is-
yeah, and I heard that a few of them were arrested for a sex.
Well,
Yeah,
it's,
so then
it's,
this is-
it's the fucking. There's the whole college study where the guy started controlling all those kids that were in prison. They were fake guards and fake prisoners.
I don't
Oh, right,
remember what
yeah.
that,
Same fucking thing. I mean,
experiment is
it's
I forget
called.
his name, yeah,
That's,
but famous
fucking goes-
psychological
Cambridge
experiment.
experiment,
6
something like
kids,
that.
3 of them guards, 3 of them prisoners,
Right.
and then they ended up just.
Sure.
They
beating
shut
the crap out
It was
of the
supposed to
prison.
take 30 days, and they shut it down in like 4. or
What does
something
it
like
say
that.
about human beings to be like that?
Because humans always want there to be a hierarchy, even when there one didn't exist. They make
So is that
that's how
inherent?
they
Is
make
that
up
something
shit
that's in
like-
our nature?
Dude,
It's a
yes,
constant
you see it
source
in
of,
religion,
friction.
You see it in
That's for sure.
politics. There's always has to be a master.
For
And
sure.
then like
Even in
even
hippie
poor
communes.
people
For
fighting
real,
other
yeah.
poor people because
Yeah.
you have to feel like you're slightly less
Better
poor than the other.
than
It's
somebody
like
else, yeah.
if community
Dude.
actually bonded together over things
Nobody
that are
shits
the
on
same,
poor people more than lesser poor
Yeah,
people.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the middle class that barely exists seriously thinks they're that much better than people on fucking food stamps. Like, dude,
Right.
you need
Yeah.
to take a
Yeah.
good
You're
hard
Right,
look.
right,
at
yeah.
what
One or
you're
two
doing.
missed
You're
paychecks
still
away.
paycheck to
Right.
paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're one
Right.
or two missed paychecks away from being right on food stamps with everybody
But
else.
But that's the human
yeah.
nature
And a
of it.
target on
There
the
has to be
middle
some
class anyway.
invisible,
Right, that's the other
invisible
problem.
hierarchy.
Again,
so
what-
you
what is
can
it?
have some self-value.
Talk about,
and it's like that's how you get your value. That's the root of the problem.
Is it
Well,
like 30 or
it's-
40% of the population can't afford a $500 emergency? Is that? Am I? I
Something
don't know
like
if
that,
I'm.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
I'm like
I-
one of those guys quite
you know,
often.
you know, like,
Yeah.
I'm one of those
something
quite often.
something
That's a
that
crazy
that
percentage.
those in power can often rely on is that, like, the rest of us in the middle and downward, like it often feels safer, like to secure one's own position rather than to take a risk in like, or what feels like a risk in like, let's say
Altruism?
I mean, not even that, like let's say like voting like you support something that would help minorities if you're not a minority, right? Like it's not uncommon, like whether consciously or otherwise, for people to, like, if they oppose that sort of a notion, it might be out of fear of being replaced on your rung of the ladder, rather than realizing that, like, there's more, like,
Helping
there's
your
more
brother
than
might
enough
be, but-
resource
but-
for
but-
everybody
but-
else
but-
more than
but
actually
if-
has
if-
to
if-
do
we
it.
stop thinking of it like that.
if you buy into the capitalist,
That's what they're gonna say.
If you
People
buy
don't
into what
have
true,
that
if you
sense
buy
of
into what
community.
true
Yeah,
capitalism is
it's terrible.
supposed to be, then we're all supposed to be
Exactly.
have equal
It
opportunities.
is a capitalist.
Like that's
Yeah,
like
but
if
you
you're
can't
actually
have
supposed
capitalism
to
and
rather-
monopolies, so
right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is
Apparently you can.
It
Yeah,
turns,
but
it
you
turns
can.
into people voting
No, you
against
can
their own best
pretend
interests
it's
because
capitalism
they're
and
afraid that other
monopolies.
people
We're
are
not
also
saying
getting that
monopoly yet,
with
we're
them
oligopoly.
will have
Right
them
now,
replace
there's
them.
like-
An
I mean, the fact that
oligopoly.
monopolies
People
are
accept
allowed
that
to
because they
exist
want
in
2 to
less to
3
be
main
challenged by others
companies
if
who
it's a
all
race
work
to the
no,
top.
Man,
It
right,
doesn't
there's
need to
like
be that way.
principles
Hold on,
that
hold
are
on.
being played on. There's
This is all
principles.
happening, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, there's principles of capitalism that are playing against us as a population.
Sure.
You know,
Late
for
stage.
sure. And it's like, you
Crony
know,
capitalism.
it's bullshit, man.
Phony
It's not even-
capitalism.
And
Yeah,
we're
it's not
and we're
even
saying no,
capitalism.
it's supposed to be this, and all the people are like, no, it's supposed to be this. The other people are suffering the worst in the current system.
You know
for sure.
how easy it used to be to start a business?
Yeah.
What the fuck it takes to start a small business now?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not talking about like taking out an LLC and all that shit. Like, you're filing taxes quarterly. They're robbing you left and like it's designed in a way now to keep it so you don't get enough money up front to continue.
Because
They
mom
don't
and
like
pop
startups.
shops do not have to exist in the world that is being created.
Wait, hold on.
Right.
There's
Hold
no
on,
reason
hold on.
for you to be able to afford
Hold on,
it.
just
All
to
that
properly illustrate what quarterly taxes is actually, you're supposed to self-report what your projection is. So
Sure.
you can literally project anything as long as it's squared up yearly. Nobody gives a fuck what you're reporting.
Right, sure.
So it's still just a yearly thing. It's just the nuisance of having to throw some shit at him quarterly.
Could you grab me one too, please, sir?
So I wouldn't use that necessarily as an argument.
Okay, no, then fair enough, fair enough.
You know.
But it does seem like that at every turn when somebody starts a small business, the idea is to take away as much as possible right up front, and to ensure that it doesn't get off the ground. It seems like they're trying to stop you from getting off the ground. But the storyline is that this is where dreams come true. Just go for it.
No,
And I think
no,
they
it-
can.
the
Your
dreams,
company's big enough to own influence to be able to get
the dreams,
that kind of
the
like
dreams come
okay,
true
that's a
for the
different
poor
thing.
guy
Right.
who's willing to be the most shady in his dealings.
The what?
The poor guy that's the most shady and willing to not get caught in his dealings. That's where the profits all lie for the other
Thank you, sir.
part of the population.
Anything
for
is
sure.
possible if you're willing to do anything to get
So
it.
it goes- so to the original conversation, which is what then is this capitalism?
What we're experiencing right now,
What we're
currently,
experiencing right
It's not capitalism.
If it
It's
was capitalism, it'd be a fair
pseudo-capitalism.
market,
Right.
right?
It's not.
It's
yeah,
not really a
everyone's
fair
supposed to have an
market.
equal opportunity.
Just like it's not
Bernie
really
calls it socialism
democracy.
for the rich,
It's
right?
pseudo-democracy.
Doesn't
Yes.
Bernie call it socialism for the rich and capitalism for the poor?
Yes.
Right?
Wow, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean,
100%.
They get
That's what
every
it is.
lifeline.
It's-
and
that's why I
support
say
and,
crony capitalism, because
right.
favoritism is a thing.
Too big to fail
Yeah,
is
too
a
big
thing.
to fail.
Is not a thing in capitalism. That's
Right.
not
No,
a
yeah,
definition.
that's
It's
not
not
the
a
point.
term.
It's
not
not
any-
if
no
you're
bailouts,
trying to fail,
nothing.
you fail.
You fail, you fail.
They just
Exactly.
made a
Call itself
decision
too
and
big.
just ran with it.
Sure.
That's how markets work.
A
It's supposed
cancerous
to be
tumor wouldn't call itself too big.
the way. It's not
That's
capitalism.
the line of the night so far. A cancerous tumor wouldn't call itself too big.
Late stage capitalism. Fair enough.
But man, we're living in capitalism. If you believe that, then you also believe we live in a democracy,
Yeah, it's not sure about that.
and we don't.
It's not called that anymore.
But this is all reality TV now.
Right.
It's all
entertainment.
semi-scripted.
But it's always
Your
been
everyday
entertainment.
life is fucking
It's the
semi-scripted.
theater of government. It's fucking.
It is
you know,
a theater of government. Yeah, that's true.
love
But
that.
your everyday
Government
life,
is just Hollywood for ugly people. I guess.
or people who really want to get mad.
People with very strong opinions.
but you're on TV all the time now, right? Like, so you're constantly being filmed. You're constantly being put in the internet. But even before that, let's pretend that doesn't exist. When you go out in public and you run into somebody that you know but you don't really want to talk to, what do? You turn on all the fake shit. Oh, it's so good to see you. How's the kids? How's it? Like, and everybody does that.
How about
all
that
the
crazy
fucking-
storm we all went through? Wait a second.
Hey, also here's a check for $100,000.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So meta.
But yeah, man, we have that going on, dude. It's just that fake shit is all laced into the system. I mean, how long before it got like this? Our fucking president
How
is
long?
like,
Always
It
been
was-
like
yeah, like,
this.
it-
Every
it just-
place
they
has
just-
societal norms.
They cranked the word. You know.
shit that you're supposed to say and like how you're supposed to behave in decorum.
I know
in, like, a
what you're
public place.
supposed to do all the time.
For all the people
When
that
was
might have
government
like, believed a lot of the
concepted?
same.
How many years ago?
Right?
The what?
How long ago was government concepted? Like in Greece or something?
Years ago, yeah.
Before pre-Greece.
Was
Yeah.
it?
Oh yeah, way.
I mean,
way,
representative
way, way.
government in Greece, but
Egypt had a government.
Yeah.
Ancient Egypt, yeah. Well, Pharaoh system. It was a religious.
Yeah, well,
state.
Ptolemy
But
or
still
you
government.
die.
Yeah,
Yeah,
theocracy.
that's
You
not
were
really a
governed-
democracy, though.
And the pharaoh had to
Kind
grow
of
wheat
government.
and
Sure.
kill the
it's
ox.
government. Monarchy's a government system as much as theocracy.
Yeah,
or-
everything.
All right, well, I meant more of a like.
I want to
democratic type
talk to our
of-
chat for just a second.
Okay.
Anna's in the chat. What's
Republic.
up? Tom Dente, great convo
something
tonight.
like that.
Such a good point. The middle class thinks they're above people with food stamps. Minimum wage is fixed by law. It's not free market capitalism after that period.
Word.
Oof.
Well said.
Tom Dente does a
we
good
don't
job at
disagree
showing
with you there.
like two sides of shit.
Is he an
Like,
economics major or some shit?
I mean,
he's actually a farmer.
Farmer? So
Yeah.
then yes.
Oh, he's smart.
He-
He
yeah.
understands how.
That's the job that you need to know how to do when the shit hits
Yeah,
the fan.
and by the way, that's also the guy you run to when the shit hits the fan and your
Tom,
shit
hit
doesn't
us
work
up.
With a
anymore.
couple of dogs that I
Yeah.
stole from the SPCA and
Yeah,
a couple of
right.
shotguns.
There you go.
Look, if you need a band on your farm, dude, we got you.
Yeah, real.
He's also in a band.
Zombie apocalypse
So, yeah.
guy out here. That's where we go.
Yeah, man, the middle class.
Yeah, he's,
food stamps. That's right.
Puddle of Warfare, World of Waste is his band name.
No, it's
Powwow. Isn't it Powwow?
Powwow. Yeah, that's right.
Puddle of
Yeah, yeah.
Warfare, World of Waste.
Wow.
That's a great argument.
Wow. That's
Wisdom.
dope.
Oh, it's no, that's right. It's Pain of Wisdom in a World of Waste.
Sorry.
That's what.
Oh,
Two people getting names wrong tonight.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's true, man. The people I hear complain about food stamps are not fucking rich people. It's fucking middle class people.
Yeah.
Who are not really middle class. But like, I just don't like that fucking whole mentality of like, I
Or it's
don't want
people
what
who are
I
so
know
proud.
helping those
The
people.
government is set up to do that. They
Yeah.
want the middle
the
class
rich
to be
people,
pissed
they-
off at the
Yeah.
lower class and think that they're
Yeah.
better, and that's why the higher class does these things, because it keeps us warring against
Yeah,
each other
dude.
and
Yeah.
blinded to
When
the fact that
fucking
they're stealing
bullshit-
everything from
when
us.
fucking-
Yeah.
when
Taxes
that
are just
fucking
way too
man-
high.
that
That's the
fucking
problem.
Bill
Just the way it's
Clinton
supposed to work.
brought that
What companies get away
fucking
with.
had that bullshit with the welfare reform, Bill Clinton, and he fucking starts making up this shit about welfare queens, and then he has that bullshit
Yeah.
where he has a black woman on stage with him, and it was like the message he's sending is very clear,
yeah.
and the
Right,
message
unions
is
are
disgusting.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Right.
And the message is
Yeah.
like
Black people
Yeah,
are gonna take food
and
out of your mouth.
it was like
right.
this welfare queen fucking imaginary scenario that you're fucking pushing. Like,
He
I
appealed-
still hear that from
Oh, yeah.
people
He
that
appealed
are
to the rich.
Man.
I
See,
still
there's a
hear.
welfare
So now we have
How-
a
Real
two-party
good.
system where they both appeal to the rich.
The largest percentage of
Yeah.
people on welfare are from red
That's
states
what went down.
Yes.
and white.
Yeah, I don't
I
necessarily
can't
believe that
believe
People keep
Democrats
saying
are
like
still
angry at
holding
each other,
core
so that,
values
like the
that they
small
used to.
handful up top.
Yes.
Like,
I don't
think it's
It's like just throw in a
And
little,
that's what I was saying. It's
a
like
little thing
Bill
to get us to
Clinton
argue
did
about.
that,
dude,
and
that's
it's
what I
another
told
They pull off a
wave
lot of stuff.
barely not poor
Bullshit.
people blaming poorer people for the
Yeah,
next
right.
fucking
So
20 years plus.
I remember hearing
Like,
that
that's what
shit
happened.
like back
That's
in like
also
the
part of
80s.
capitalism,
Absolutely.
but
You know what I
they
mean? Like,
twisted it on us.
It was
Yeah,
all
it's
about like
Economics.
Good.
the drug queen people and the fucking welfare people
Right.
and
Just
that,
say
but
no
then
and Reaganomics.
just
Yeah.
no,
Super
you know, and
predators.
it all
Yeah.
Super
gravitated
predators.
to
That's
poor
another
and
Clinton
black,
classic.
while
Yeah, it
a
is.
large percentage of what was actually going on
That's what made me
was
think of it.
rich and white. The rich and white had the cocaine. They got all
Yeah.
the stuff coming into the ports. It wasn't these
The
kids.
government put the crack.
I was
in the
arguing with
street.
somebody online about this kind
Yeah,
of shit.
yeah.
They
And,
were
and
bitching
the
about
funny
the
thing
poor.
about
yeah,
the
and-
hierarchy there
Yeah.
is someone will think
Not
that
to
someone
mention
on
AIDS.
crack is worse
Yep.
than someone who's on the exact same
Hello.
fucking
They
drug,
put crack and
but
AIDS.
by
money
a
in a
different
suit.
fucking
Yeah.
name.
I don't
With
know.
money
I'll tell you
wearing a
one
suit.
thing.
How
If you
crazy.
work in Wall
How
Street,
crazy.
It is a conspiracy
if
theory.
you work
but
in Wall
I
Street,
did. I don't
you
know.
can have a giant coke habit. The company will pay for you to go to rehab,
Yeah,
and then
right.
you got your job when you come back.
Yeah.
In Denmark, they have free needles everywhere, so you don't spread AIDS.
They
A.
did.
And they have free
needles
rehab.
in New Jersey. There's free.
Do
Yeah,
they?
so
No, no, no.
lot of
But
states
I'm
have
If you
talking.
bring it, if
I
you bring it to the
like
They
hospital,
should though.
they
Yeah, I
A lot
agree.
of states
They
have
should,
that.
dude. I'm talking about a private
What's that?
company.
Yeah, but then they're
sending
watching
somebody
you,
they
throwing
know
you in
has
jail
an
for drug
issue,
possession.
and then like, but you can get that anywhere
Oh,
else.
the
I'm
the
not talking
hospital-
like free
Hold on,
programs
one at a time,
in
one at a
different
time.
countries. Like
no,
free
he's got
programs in
over it.
different countries are one thing. That's a beautiful thing. But when you see private companies that will send some dude that has like a major coke habit into rehab, comes back, they pay for it, comes back, has a job. You do that, like, try being,
Dude,
you know,
here's the
I want to
thing, man.
dispel something. Wait, hold on. I want to dispel. I want to dispel.
the human race. Some things will never change.
I want to. I'm sorry. I want to dispel something. Pat just said to me. He goes. I said that New Jersey's always had a needle exchange program if you're bringing needles to the hospital. And Pat just said to me, yeah, but then they're watching you and they want to throw you in jail.
That worries me.
I just want
That
Pat
worries
to know. I want everybody to know, coming from a guy that worked in the medical field.
Sure. Yeah.
That none of these nurses, none of these doctors, if a police officer came in and asked or was like, I'm
You have
sitting
Hippocratic
outside,
oath. Yeah,
they would be like, fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. Like seriously,
Well, they
like
can't
that's crossing a line for medical
I like
professionals.
nurses, man. Did you see that
We're
video?
gonna
The
have
cops that were
nurse.
coming in. The
So
cops
So
were
like
coming
they're
in to
not
take
gonna,
a
you
blood
know,
sample from
they're not
somebody in the
gonna rat
hospital,
anybody
and
else.
nurses were
They're
like,
not gonna
"Get the
rat
fuck
anybody
outta
out
here."
about needles. It's not a thing. It's not. The cops aren't watching you change needles at the
Hold
hospital.
on, can I
There's
answer that?
no
Hold on, hold on.
fucking. There's
No,
no.
you're right.
nothing
You're right.
like
You're right.
that.
I understand that.
That's not.
But he's not wrong for being worried about
I
that.
understand. That's why.
Like,
That's
at
why.
all.
Like
All they need is a
absolutely,
warrant, and they
but
can
I-
get whatever
you know,
they want.
But that's a
that's
problem
separate. That's
too.
an
Democratic
insulated.
or not,
That's
they
an
need to have a
insulated.
warrant.
So go get
That's
it.
an
You have-
yeah.
you
The
have
medical
policy.
professionals aren't going to help them with that regard. Their job is to treat and only to treat.
Yeah, of course.
And they know that the police try and still pry the medical professionals, and being in situations where there's been criminal this or that, the medical professionals have stepped in and been like the cops are asking questions and they're like, "Fuck you!" Like,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
away from me.
Doors that way.
The fuck you talking about? Like.
I want to come to the show, Colin Williams. Hey, what's up, man? This is the most ingenious system of slavery ever.
Yeah.
Bunch of nonsense, stupidity. Thank you. Hey, what's up, Jared, man? Good to see you.
Jared,
Wait,
Whitson.
wait. What's yes, please? We need a band
Jared.
on the farm. Yeah, Tom.
We'll
We're
Yeah,
in.
dude.
Talk.
He's the guy you want to talk to, man. Let me tell you something, dude. He also does. What is it called when you make a deal with a farm and you're getting that? What was the thing
Co-op.
we were doing? Yeah,
Is that
that.
a farm co-op?
His farm does that, and it's fucking amazing too.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Your CSA, that's it. Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, man?
What
What's
up?
up, all? What's up, Colin? How's it going, man?
Hey.
Nothing. We're just talking about the parent state and current state. That's all.
Little white chat. Little white chat.
There was somebody else who logged in who said that they're here because they love you guys.
Oh.
Where the hell did that go? Darnell Il Omega is in the chat. You want to talk about the most dopest fucking beat maker in the
That's pretty
world,
crazy.
dude.
Yeah.
George Simmons Jr. Hey guys, I love this band. Hey, what's up?
That's
Angelo, dude, good to
nice
see you,
guy.
dude.
He's nice.
He does. Sounds handsome.
Oh, there he is. There he is
single.
again. Is Des single?
Oh,
Hell no!
Dude, that was good.
Just saying.
oh yeah, here's
Just
the-
saying.
That was good, dude. That almost sounded it was so good.
We do it all the time. That's our thing.
Yeah, oh man, he'll give out the secret.
So, can I read you guys something?
He's so cute.
So, 79-year-old Ohio woman sentenced to 10 days in jail for feeding stray cats.
What? The,
I think
And I
anybody
read
should
the
be able to-
article. They really want to put her in jail for this.
How many?
Does she have priors with like
Right, there should
hoarding
be-
situations?
There should be a long list of other lesser shit that she should be
Hold
going
on, I
through
want to add to the story.
before getting
I actually
into
read
this
the article from
juncture.
start to end, and there's
Yeah,
another
I
important
want to
point
hear
that
more
sucks here.
details. Yeah.
The reason she was feeding the cats is because her neighbor moved away and had cats and abandoned them there.
Oh.
And just opened
So
the door
that
and
is
let
complete
them out.
bullshit. Yeah.
And she's trying. First off, she's 79. Why in the fuck are you gonna put a 79-year-old woman? What the? And then they like cited some ordinance. Yo, fuck your ordinance, man.
Yeah,
Once in a
no.
while,
Wait,
your
wait,
neighbors.
wait,
need to-
here's the thing though. Are they? Why would they consider them stray cats? They're technically.
They're
Well,
abandoned
they're
cats.
stray now.
Yeah,
They're technically stray cats.
now,
But
yeah.
they were clearly hanging around their home.
Right, like if you house, if
their home.
if you house a
I
racehorse-
thought that those were my neighbor's cats, and they maybe were coming back for them. I was just
Yeah, I'm
reading that. Like,
confused.
there had to be a way.
What do you
out
need
of
to
that.
own them? Do you need like papers? Do you
Yeah.
need licenses and whatnot to own?
Well, there's an ordinance.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you know we got to put grandma in fucking jail.
There's one too
That
many
is
cats. You're
ridiculous.
only allowed 9.
apparently,
Yeah, right, yeah.
apparently, if you adopt a horse, right?
Apparently, it's them out. I don't know if
It's
you
the
are,
other
but the one thing I'm missing is a fucking horse.
So if you adopt a horse, right?
fuse all the cats
like
together, you get a horse.
there's tons of horses that are going to slaughter, right?
Go ahead,
There's
I'm
all the
sorry,
racing horses and shit that are going to slaughter. And
Sure.
Fucking all the time, right?
They
Horses
feed
going to
them
slaughter.
meat to foxes.
Right. So if you adopt one,
That's a barn burning.
and it gets adopted for I don't know what the period of time is, the minimum adoption length that needs to happen, but if you adopt one and you care for it for whatever length of time in the predetermined contract, and then you say, hey man, I can't fucking deal with this horse no more, they take it back and they put it in like a pasture and they let it live its life out. They don't fucking slaughter it.
Wow.
So like that's like how that's set
Everybody
up.
quick,
So
adopt a horse.
yeah, adopt a horse.
Yeah,
and have a contract like this.
Everyone watch the show.
Let's save as many horses as
We'd like to announce that
possible.
we're starting a program.
That sounds like a happy fairy tale they just tell you.
Even if you live in a
It's going to horse camp. Don't worry about it.
Oh, these horses were getting this is great.
even if you live in a small one-bedroom apartment, a horse
That's
can
what
be
we
yours.
have. Look, our next music video is going to be all of us
get a
riding in
horse.
on adopted horses.
Yeah, there you go.
Motherfucker, I'm filming that video. I gotta do that for that
That's
shit.
right. They're just
Can we do like down at the beach or like
they
where
tell
like
the
the
little kids
surf?
when they're like, Daddy, where are
Slow-mo.
they taking it?
Oh yeah.
For
Dude,
ponies.
those are the fucking hot dogs
Yeah,
they
right.
sell at Costco
Oh.
for $1.
Our motto will
It's
be.
just a bunch of adopted horses. It's
And you know what? And
I feel like the adopted one should get a premium.
the company is called In the Pasture Hot Dogs.
There you go. Our motto will be adopt today and then say nay.
I say nay to that joke.
No!
Motherfucker.
I had something else.
You gotta go ahead.
No, after that.
She fucking rocked the joke too hard. I don't know, man. I just kind of feel like if somebody put my 79-year-old grandma in handcuffs, I would punch them in the fucking
First of all,
head,
if
too.
you put my 79-year-old grandma in
We'd
handcuffs,
both be
I
in
would
jail.
break you.
Yeah, we'd both be
in jail. We're going to be in a cell next to each other.
I'm going to go with grandma.
Escalate, yeah.
Knowing your grandma, we'd have to ask, like, okay, what did she really do first? And then
Right.
if it was nothing, then you punch him in the face. But,
Right,
like,
right, right.
Your grandma's
No.
capable of shit.
Yeah, right.
No, but
She's a
still.
badass.
Look, Ray, I don't know what you're feeling.
If you and Graham Jam end up in jail, she'd be like, yo, this is how you make a shift, dude.
Look, any reason my grandma would be hauled off in handcuffs, I guarantee
righteous
you
as
that
hell.
person deserved it. Exactly.
Yeah, righteous
Wait,
as hell.
did they just
Oh,
kill
no.
all the cats?
Ride or
Did they
die.
go
They
shot 'em.
No, the cats.
shot all the
the
cats.
cats
Oh,
are-
Sorry, the cats. So what happens with the cats?
they didn't mention it. I guess
So
they're just on
was
their
there
own.
any
just running
escalation?
around the
The cats
neighborhood?
died in their...
They got killed.
I don't understand. The person who abandons the animals is in more trouble than the person who's trying to help.
In that situation, when there's cats like that, they call the neighborhood A or SPCA, and then they TNR, trap and release.
I was gonna say.
what's it-
Let me just tell you something. If you trap and release my
That's a
dumb,
different kind of pussy.
my dumb ass cats,
That could have been tired for all I know.
my cats were trapped and released, they would die in a day. They can't take care. Look at Frank and Frank over there. Like they can't take care of themselves.
You'll see a bear like
No, seriously,
you
really. You put
Yeah,
that cat
exactly.
outside for like a day, the thing will go feral, and it won't
Look,
even want to come back.
I agree
Maybe a
with
day.
you
Maybe a
99%
couple
of the
weeks.
time.
My cat I put outside for an hour. It's like
It's not wrong.
never coming back.
I'm just telling you, Frank's not like that. Frank's not
Like it's
doing that.
instant.
He's not doing that.
Frank's like Garfield. He doesn't want anything
Yo,
to do
if that was like
with
the kind
Shit,
of
like
thing
the
that,
memory
like,
gets
happened
wiped.
now,
It's just
Like,
like feral.
that
Doesn't know
that would-
anybody anymore.
Like we had like right by my garage, like when I was a kid, like under a bunch of brush, we found a bunch of little kittens, and I had no idea. My dad was like the biggest softie. He was secretly feeding the kittens.
It's
I
like,
didn't know
shit,
they
I
were
hope I
there.
don't get arrested
Listen.
for this.
Yeah, right?
I said something on the
I
show
don't
a
wanna
few
go
years
to
ago,
jail.
and what you're saying makes me think it matters even more now.
It's definitely better than watching me get drowned.
What used to be
Like
certainly better than that, Stones. I know you're thinking about
like
it.
the
But
farms.
listen, if there's anything that used to make America great,
Ugh,
Why'd you have to say that?
that's-
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, what?
If there ever
It's
was
really great
anything,
from the perspective of people that had great things going on around
here's
them,
what
which
felt
is
great.
usually
What felt great
assholes.
was that you could just get away with some shit.
That was some. That was
Yeah.
a long time.
You know,
That was
To
before
ride
our
dirt bikes
time.
and like be
That was
really,
before our
really
time.
reckless, and it wasn't a problem. Like
who
I
gives a shit?
We saw the
country
way.
back
Now,
vestige
like,
of
now, like
that.
parents can get arrested if their kid
But-
walks home from school.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know. I don't know a parent. And maybe that's saying something about me, but I don't know a parent that hasn't had DIFAs called on them.
Wow.
Really?
There's
Like,
there's
maybe.
What
a
are
child.
seats left?
But I don't know.
There's currently a 10-year-old kid who's currently facing assault charges for hitting a white kid in the face in dodgeball.
why
Are
are they
you
playing
kidding
dodgeball?
me?
If you
Yeah.
dodge a wrench.
I'm surprised I can
can't
play
believe
that.
I
wish
can't believe
I was
dodgeball's
kidding
allowed
about
in
this.
schools.
It wasn't for a couple weeks. For a
Dodgeball
while.
is the
places are
funnest
stopping
game ever.
Of
Y'all
all time.
pussies need to
I can
buck up
still, I can
and
still.
play some dodgeball.
Okay, hold on. I want to comment.
Hold on, no.
For a
Those
second.
rules
Wait,
were pretty
before we go there,
deflated, man.
Before we go there, though.
No. But here's it. I would love.
Wait.
I'd be
Before we go
I
there,
think it was worse.
everyone can collectively hear that.
Yeah,
It doesn't go anywhere. It's just like a hard ball smashing your nose, man.
That
It's like
vibration.
a-
No, that's you can still feel that like in your nose. That
a little
feeling
bit,
that
but not.
listen,
You didn't.
When I look around the bar here, when I look around the bar here, I see a lot of different kinds of people. Right now, he said play dodgeball and don't be a pussy. So let me ask you something.
Are you
I don't think
And,
you're allowed to
and I
use
know
the word
I know
pussy
that
anymore.
I know that you're joking, right? so I'm not being a dick or anything. But my question is that a valid statement? Because that's the statement that a lot of people make. Stop being a pussy and take it. Mm-hmm. And I wonder,
Yep.
Absolutely.
is that okay?
It has to be.
I mean, is
That's
everybody
considered
designed that
toxic
way?
It has to be
masculinity
okay.
now.
Yeah, but not everybody's that. So
That's what that is.
the way I see it is,
Apparently.
there are different kinds of warriors. There are ones who work with math, one that works with writing, one that works with fists.
So then
one that
don't
works
fucking
with
play
guns.
dodgeball.
You know?
Fuck off the dodgeball field and let the men and the real women play the game.
The men and the real.
Jesus Christ.
That's what I'm saying.
You're like my uncle.
Go ahead.
If you want to go fucking play Oregon Trail,
man.
go get your vanilla
I
ice
don't need
cream.
no dysentery.
I don't want the vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
But
I like dodgeball. So
I
fucking A,
love
dude.
Oregon Trail.
What's up?
Dodgeball.
I said I'm not mad at Craig at all, man.
I think both
understand
are
his
cool.
intention.
No.
Oregon Trail's great.
They both have their
Verbiage.
merits.
Okay, hold on.
Go ahead.
Verbiage bad.
What about kickball?
Thought process
Right.
okay, but
Right.
verbiage bad.
Is the thought process
Absolutely.
don't sign up for what you can't handle, or just
Okay, good question. Yeah.
Verbiage,
don't be
Well, that's
be
sometimes
soft,
you're in
don't be
dodgeball,
sensitive,
bitch.
don't
Right,
be
yeah, right.
like
Look,
don't be
there's
vulnerable to people. Like
a difference of
Right.
words of encouragement and words of hate.
right. So
And
then,
sometimes those lines get blurred between translations of how people
Right.
are interpreting
so then
how
what
they're
are we-
being said to.
In what way is
But,
that
you know,
said? Is it?
I
don't
say
sign up for
say
something
it
you can't
encouragingly.
handle? Yeah.
It's all about the
Or
intention.
be tough.
I think it's a little bit of both of what you're saying. Dan.
Okay.
It's
It's
Also,
you need to
pause.
unfortunately became a antiquated.
Calling people a
antiquated,
pussy is so
euphemism.
antiquated.
It is.
Because
100%.
if anything,
gender role
pussies are
bullshit.
stronger than dicks all day.
It's a general.
All damn day.
That's my problem.
Those things stretch to like kids
That's my
on a
issue.
I
Be
realize
like
this
it.
over the
Be
years.
like
And
it.
I used to say,
I'm not mad, but I get what you're saying too.
I used to say,
100%.
yo,
100%.
even if it was traditionally female, I would say, wow, you got balls that clank. Now I say, yo, you got a pussy of steel. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo,
I said you got some.
the biggest.
they're evolutionary.
Misconception.
Evolution is Let's put these important, delicate things outside the body where they can be
It'd
destroyed.
be like if our
Real quick.
eyeballs dangled down our face.
Exactly, so that they can
Sitting
self-regulate with
on them is the
temperature.
worst.
I know why, but that's a big
But-
mistake.
But-
Evolution.
You must have never read
Your sperm should be able to live in higher
Art of War.
temperatures. Fuck that. I'd rather
Okay,
have no
how to
balls.
regulate temperature but live inside of a hard shell. Like it's just out there
Right?
hanging out.
That'd be,
Yeah, give me a hard shell with some air holes.
Right?
You know,
Yeah,
or
a perforated
something.
hard
Careful
shell.
what you wish for. I don't know.
We talked about the other day, and Rick was
Back
like,
when you want to
I'm
get
gonna
into
Rick was
it.
like, why
tell
are
you what
balls
happened.
inside you? I was like, well, sometimes they are.
Yeah.
What's up with the tap? Like you could get punched in the nuts and it doesn't hurt as bad as getting like
We're all
flicked.
strong.
Oh, yeah, and then you got that
Yeah.
10
Like
second
what the hell is you
Yeah,
want to
you
puke?
like
You like
who's gonna start?
you like
Yeah,
lose
it's saggy.
you like
I don't know
lose
if
your
that's
breath.
enough.
You can't
It
breathe
sounds
anymore.
like all the pro
That's why
dodgeball
it's
people
like
are
it's like
little,
the body kept melting and wanted to
Guilty as
expel.
charged.
things are changing around
Folks,
here.
this is a great night. But we've got to cut. I want to say big ups to Richard Olkus in the chat. Madison, what's going on? Ew. Thanks, Sarah.
I will never eat a hot dog
I'll
again.
never eat a hot dog again after this. Richard Olkus is in the chat. What's up, buddy? So we're gonna cut to our first break. We got a lot of new performances that have happened over the last few weeks. Rick Barry is in there.
Nice.
Rick Barry.
Keith Kenny is in there.
Yes.
Ray Strife is in there. Jesus Christ, who else is in there? I'm not sure. You're gonna have to
Danny.
fucking wait and see, man.
Sweet.
So we will see you, and it's gonna be back in about 25 minutes. So share this feed and all that other shit, and like the page, and then hit some other emojis, and and Frankie V, you're gonna have to switch out of this because I'm just gonna keep going, and Sarah's gonna keep rolling her eyes, and I'm gonna need to.
I'm playing a couple songs off the new record.
Couple of songs.
I'll leave you guys with that. Oh, how strange. Feels just like yesterday, when the world hung on a string. We did not participate. And I'm thinking of the time when for an evening you were mine. In the morning's first light, my stomach filled with butterflies, animals so contradictory, and just that once we fit so perfectly. 2 eyes full of tears, and 2 lungs filled with smoke, and 2 mouths full of fear that we're gonna have to choke on for the rest of our lives, for the rest of our lives. The signs, they were set. You put a hook inside my head. We're hopeless to forget are the things we never said. And I'm thinking of the day when I let you walk away, and that memory's engraved on every wrinkle in my brain. What some call growth felt more like atrophy, and just that once we broke so perfectly. 2 eyes full of tears, and 2 lungs filled with smoke, and 2 mouths full of fear that we're gonna have to choke on for the rest of our lives, for the rest of our lives, rest of our miserable lives, for the rest of our lives. Thank you guys. One more for me, and then it's bedtime.
One more. Let's do it.
This is called The Perfect Life. Yeah. Which doesn't really fucking exist.
sky. The stars above at night were so divine. Everything was fine. I can see it in my mind. A perfect life. Do you remember when you were mine? If I leave you here, will you celebrate? And if I breathe you in, will you suffocate? 'Cause deeper down inside, you will find that if I breathe you in, you will suffocate. Another summer ends, and so do I. Erase the lines from a dark disguise in the light. When things aren't right, blinded by this love that shines, I can't deny all of the reasons and all of the signs. If I leave you here, will you celebrate? And if I breathe you in, will you suffocate? 'Cause deeper down inside, you will find that if I breathe you in, you will suffocate. And if I breathe you in, I will suffocate. So if I take your hand, will you hesitate? Come on. Do you remember when we had time to paint the sky? The stars above at night were so divine. Everything was fine. I can see it in my mind. A perfect life. Do you remember when you were mine? Thanks, y'all.
Woo! Yeah, we didn't fuck that one up. We fucked the first one up, but the second one was fine.
Cheers for both of them. Your voice is cool. That was good.
Nice,
bro.
Cheers,
Thank you,
great.
Thank you very, very much.
The night grows dark, it gets cold again. Sometimes I wonder where you've been. even though I've heard all the reasons why. You'll always be that star in my sky. If these walls could talk, they try to forget the time they've spent hearing me lament. 'Cause the pain I feel just can't be pushed aside. 'Cause you'll always be that star in my sky. Well, everyone I know says you did me wrong. Well, I never thought I'd have to sing this song, 'cause we promised our love until the day we die. So you'll always be that star in my sky. But I'll stand alone, I'll look up above. I can only imagine what you're dreaming of. What did you really mean when you said we could try? Was that your gentle way to pass me by? 'Cause it feels just like a dream flowing through my mind. The spaces in between connected by a line. When I look for you, it seems like I was never left behind. 'Cause in the corner of my eye, you'll always be that star in my sky.
Strong finish.
Thanks.
Damn.
Awesome talk.
Thank you so much, Keith.
7, episode 11.
Season 11, episode 7.
Season 11, episode 7.
It's 7-11.
Thank you all. It's been a blast.
Alright, this one's for Lil Omega. He loves this song. He couldn't be here. I'm gonna fuck this one up for sure, though. This is a new one. This is how we do it. Yeah, I got this. I'm the Harvey Dent of Trenton. Hit me, but you barely put a dent in. I send you to the dentist. My heart breaks, I mend it. Trenton makes The world's pretending, East Coast realism. Send my New Brunswick friends in. You get high, I've ascended. Give me a bond, I bend it. Give me a rule, I break it. The cycle's never ending. I rap tremendous, I rap condescending. I don't believe in the system, but I am the defendant. I want no detention, I get mad attention. An honorable mention, the point of mad contention. Iron Fist and Luke Cage, heroes for the rentin'. Feeling friendless, high stakes, fuck a friendship. DKFG, relentless and endless. Stand up against the tempest. My temper, I'm senseless. Nobody's on the guest list. I get shit, you're bested. I use no Smith & Wesson. Used to go to confession. Now I push it down like it was indigestion. The Catholic Church is evil, protecting priests molesting. I take no suggestions, I take indiscretions to the face and eat them.
Shit out raps from digestion.
My style's impressive, your style's depressing. I always say fuck off, but this time I meant it. Trenton, I'm a resident. Chambersburg, I'm president. Fuck what you believe in and everything you represent. I am now exempt. You ask for strife, it's what you get. My evidence is heaven sent, but hell is where I'm headed next. Sisyphus, 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 666, Sisyphus, 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 Sisyphus. I did better than I thought I would do on that one, so that's a win. That's a win. Awesome talk. DKFG. Thank you guys for having me.
Ready when you're ready.
Big up to Awesome Talk, though, huh?
Ready when you're ready.
I'm ready when I'm ready.
Whenever you want to drop that. Yeah. Like, whenever you want it, you might get it. Don't swan it, you're the next. It's the epic, don't sweat it. Don't forget the kinetic energy flexing. Check how we do it in Belmar from Trenton. I took 95 to the east, the direction. Not to mention everything was flexing. The rain started falling, the beat started calling, and Rob said, you better do that shit that making people just bob head and rock with it, non-stop dropping. Everything is cool, yeah. Don't you assume an assumption, cause I have to switch the function in your face. Come to amazing and leave the whole trail blazing. Everything is cool, we had a discussion about the nation and all the fucking type of shit that's mad and crazed in the installation and the flayed education and the financial institution, the shit they're producing and the way that they're moving. Keep it cool when I'm cruising. Yeah, my man Matt Rockasset is producing the whole ill material. Yeah, in the morning with the cereal, I bring it back together with material you never heard of. I bring it from the outer galaxies, off of my noggin, yeah. Make a little salary, but it's never enough because the stuff costs too much in this life we live. So what's up? Yeah, straight off the noggin, off the top. That's how we do it when my man Rob, when we rock. So yo, I'm about to give a little flex as he takes a little breath and go on to the next. And like back to the dirt, I return, let it burn again. Turn clock back to the boom bap and make them learn. It's how we burn when we rock it in the set. Live and kinetic with edge energy, we flex so they have something to spit with it. We'll spit shit till they split and they spit liquid. Form-fitted, lyrical, clothed beats and artistry, not just an addition. It's a part of me. Rock to the rhythm I'm living, I put my heart in it. I'm just a sub in the game, I didn't start in it, but I'ma make a run now. Some way and somehow. 5 consonants, 1 vowel, spin the wheel. I'm so tired of spinning wheels. I don't like division, but I'ma say how I feel. Truth over fiction, regardless of truth's friction. The gaps need bridging like when there's a tooth missing. Who few will listen to such as I backslidden in these days when more and more less of a F's given. Text written, sorted, distorted, a small fortune worth none to some, to others a small fortune. This is a mic check, check that gut. How does it feel? Have you had enough? Awesome Talk season just starting to get warmed up. Yup, like this. It's a mic check, check that gut. How does it feel? Have you had enough? Awesome talk is just starting to get warmed up. Yup. Peace. Respect. Thanks, y'all.
Hey.
Peace, Rick. Thank you, man.
God, you guys
Rob,
put out
man.
a fucking album.
It's mad fun, yeah.
One more for me, and then it's bedtime. I'll be back in 3 years.
Less than that, ass.
A summer's evening, nervous moonlight, a taste of sadness and spice. Your skin, you seem so seductive in subtle persuasion to portray the martyr amongst lovers and friends. You said you missed your freedom. Oh, but were you ever truly free? Or do you miss it like a blind man misses seeing things he's never seen? You were found out and revealed as a liaison to the Lemming Queen, and you returned as a worthless traitor of the innocence that made you so unique. You said you missed your freedom from beneath the virtuous disguise. Or do you miss it like a stillborn misses breathing, or like its mother misses its cries? You said you missed your freedom. Oh, but were you ever truly free? Or do you miss it like a blind man misses seeing things he's never seen?
Woo!
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rick Barry.
Awesome talk.
Hey, this is Rick from Awesome Talk. Why not go grab yourself a beer, because we'll be right back.
Let's get ready to rumble. Table.
Oh my god.
You guys having fun? Everybody cool?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good, I'm glad.
Do you know that Sarah makes these?
Yes, I did.
This is so dope.
And this whole apartment's
these,
like
these
fucking
stained glass
so cool.
lit up windows.
There's creativity at every corner of the whole place.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, they're like ink painting.
It's just like this thing that's alive now that I can't
Legit.
stop, but it keeps happening.
I would do it. I put one of those in the
My
bedroom.
landlord came in here recently, and I was like, oh shit.
Over
And he
bed.
looks around and he went, this is cool. Shit, because I've done a lot of alterations. You know?
Yeah, but dude,
Yeah, on the ceiling.
this
You
is
made it
like
at home, man. This is like
severe.
When are we coming back?
Severe dope sauce.
We're back?
And she's
Well, we're back. Holy shit, we're back.
Hey!
Hey!
What up?
So people can hear us. We're good to go. Everything's all switched over. Okay, he says it's good. He says it's good.
It's good.
thumbs up.
What's up, everybody? We're on there talking and shit. I didn't know. Let me tell you something, dude. Frankie V, you're doing a fucking amazing job tonight. But don't you be afraid to yell at me and be like, dude, do this or do that or we're on or we're off. So don't be scared to yell at me. I want you to yell at me. I need that.
He's such a
I
nice
give you
guy. He doesn't
4,
yell.
3, 2.
You just went 4, 3, 2.
It works either way.
So I want to say hello
for myself
to everybody in the chat right now. Carl C. Callan is in the chat, man. We're gonna have him on real soon, man. He is one dope ass stand-up comic. Josh Welter's in the chat. I see Richard Olcus is back in the chat.
Hey.
Madison, thanks Sarah on there. Oh yeah, we saw the hot dog comment already. So yeah, so we're back, man. We're back. Welcome to Awesome Talk, Season 11, Episode 10 on July 30th, 2019 with our special guest, Des and the Swagmatics. I want to hear it.
Love y'all.
Right now, I think it'd be, you know, probably to our benefit if we did a very quick around the bar. I'm Rick. I'm your host.
Oh, I'm Ray. I'm keyboardist with the band.
Pat? Still Stones.
Still.
Jimmy, still guitar. Sometimes Danny.
Sometimes Danny.
The Dez.
Is that a
The
thing now?
Craig?
Yes.
No, Craig, drummer.
Right.
Sarah?
Frankie V.
What's up, dude? How's it going, man? And welcome, everybody. Hold on, I'm just sharing this video, guys, to let people know we are back. We are back. There we go,
Yes.
man. That's good stuff. So welcome back, everybody. We're having a fun night tonight, everybody. I want to give everybody a big clinky tonight.
Cheers.
Yeah, clink time.
I want to make sure that
Do you know where cheers was invented?
Well, plastic.
And the purpose of it?
Tell me.
Back in like the olden days, like the Steel Age, the Iron Age, the knights, they all had to trust each other. So when they would drink their mead, they'd clank their cups together. It would go up into the air and splash back into all their cups. So if one cup was poisoned, they all die. It was the ultimate show of brotherhood, which is why we all cheers to this day.
Did you know the proper way to cheers is not to clink at all?
How do you do
You
it?
just raise your
Punch
glass.
someone in the face.
And then you just then you pour poison. Pour poison all
Like
in
that.
it.
Hey, everybody goes, hey.
He turns around and hits you.
Or whatever.
And she's like, he's the only one who did it right.
If you're not getting a Stein in the eye, you're not getting it right. That's it.
No, because it would break the crystal.
Yep.
You have crystal everywhere.
Dude, I'm gonna take
Swallow
that
shards.
small clip of you doing that and isolate it.
Yeah, you're gonna make some drum kits out of it.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a soundboard.
Check it out, man. Here's me. Here's my new remix.
It's gonna be dubstep.
So let me throw a topic at you guys. All right. Elon Musk's plan to replicate the human brain with AI just received $1 billion from Microsoft.
No!
Did it.
This
Wow.
is no. This
Actually-
is the singularity, guys. This is everything that every
Yeah.
sci-fi
We don't want to
movie
be connected
Hold
to
on,
the
no,
lower
hold on,
49%.
hold on.
He wants to what? I'm sorry.
The biggest question
I need to
is,
hear the
though,
specific
whose
wording
human
of
brain is he replicating?
I hope a smart one.
No, he's just Elon Musk is studying how many neurons are in the human brain. He's going to map that out and create AI, but there's also going to be parameters around it.
Well.
Basically, they're just trying to make machines feel basic feelings.
Oh, great
A
idea.
lot of cadavers.
Without
Lot of
anger.
cadavers.
But because why not? Science has always been the frontier.
Why?
Because why not?
You think a machine's gonna
Why,
like feeling
though?
I'm all
pain
for it.
and shit?
Why go to the moon?
That was Stephen Hawking's
Why-
biggest concern
why
for
go
the
to the
future
moon?
of AI.
Pretty
He said that was
You
the-
can have a
That's
bunch of
how it
robots
ends.
going fucking postal with feeling pain.
That's
There's a reason
actually
for that.
Elon
Has
Musk's
anyone,
biggest worry
has anyone
too.
ever watched the
Which
movie
is
Mother
what
on
makes
Amazon
it very
Prime?
interesting.
It's gonna happen someday, regardless. So it
Just
might as
accept
well
your
be
fate.
in a
It doesn't
controlled
have to, though.
environment.
I mean, let's not force it.
Right?
Let's be like,
So
hey,
here's the thing.
not rush
I
it.
agree with you, and also I think that human beings are totally not capable of keeping this contained.
Yeah,
No.
maybe.
Because
Yeah.
our desire
That's a
to
bad
know
idea.
how much farther we can push shit.
We'll just
is
let it go. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what
I
do
can
we,
see
what
where
do
you're
we, what do
coming
we
from.
gain?
I doubt we'll
really,
even
like,
understand it when it happens.
Beyond like feeling like
we
we're
won't
gonna-
even understand it when it happens.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We're gonna be watching it. Like
They
an
will.
observer.
They will argue it's for safety. Would you rather have a perfect, never hungover, blah blah blah, sentient being flying your plane, or would you rather have a pilot?
We don't even understand what
Yeah,
we
but-
are.
but
If the
It's- yeah, but
enemy
what's perfect?
decides that humanity is worthless, then they're gonna blow your
But
plane up.
it's not
We're
perfect.
trying to create a better
AI,
us,
AI
technically.
already
Yeah, and we
is
don't even
biased.
understand us yet.
It
Yeah,
but
makes
still,
weird
like, not
decisions
perfect
that,
Yeah.
they,
There's
that
no
they haven't
perfect
even been
anything
able to
anyway.
figure out why
So-
they diverted and chose this decision the first time and then this one the second. So like it's
Bad
not
idea.
a perfect system of infallible
No, it's code
yeses
writers.
and no's. It's,
Okay.
But what happens when the
that
code
becomes
writers
more
don't
unpredictable
understand the
more
code
advanced
anymore?
it gets, because
Exactly.
we're at a
They
point
don't
now where
now.
AI wrote its own
Every
AI
time your
and
phone
now we
updates,
don't
that's a
know
code
what
writer
the
not
fuck
understanding the
they
code.
Yeah. Okay. Let me make the argument from a brain surgeon. Or,
Hey, let me
somebody.
let me give you Windows 10 as an
Yeah.
example.
Right,
of
because
what
Windows
not
8
to do.
sucks now. Like,
What about
fuck you!
this?
It's the same goddamn desktop.
Yeah, but it's not the same argument, man.
It is the same argument.
They had two AIs talking to each other, and they invented a language that no one fucking understood but
Right,
them.
yeah, and
immediately.
It's just
And
some
hold on,
mathematical
say-
bullshit. Like, it's just
sorry,
fucking nonsense.
but
Gibberish. It's baby talk.
have we not learned from every movie and
Yeah,
TV show in the past? It's like
It's the
seems
I
like
think that's
a
why- I
Twilight
think that's
Zone.
why Des and I were the fastest to be
How about
skeptical
this?
because we always die first and second.
Twilight
in order.
Zone.
In
I'm
every
thinking
horror
Twilight
movie,
Zone.
it's one of us that dies first.
It's gonna be one of
Right
the
now-
ethnic people that dies.
Right
Yeah.
now,
Why can't
right
we
now,
live
I
together?
feel like Elon Musk is his whole goal in life is to be like, let
Trust
me see
me.
how much weird shit I can
Trust
do with
me.
all this money I have.
Trust me with all of your,
You know,
all of your needs.
let me literally make
Let me be in charge.
everything in a goddamn science fiction movie that you saw get fucked up
No.
in every science fiction movie.
Bad idea.
He could solve poverty, but no. Let's build AI and
But
put our like
maybe,
future at
but
risk.
maybe
Figuring
AI
out,
will
like,
solve
my-
poverty.
He
AI
could
will
put all
solve
the
poverty
into-
by deleting the human
I would
race.
give-
No.
It'll give
But how
you
about this?
super
AI 's
How about
utilitarian
this?
the
about
new
it, yeah.
Jesus.
How about this? For argument's sake, later in the future, we are able to map
It's the same Jesus. It's not the new Jesus.
If it gets rid of fucking 70% of us, maybe we needed to go in the
I'm
first
just saying, you're calling it the new Jesus.
Maybe that is the
I'm
cleansing.
sorry. You're gonna explode if you don't get it out. I need you to get it out. Go ahead.
That's what she said.
Quite down.
That's what she said.
In the just for argument's sake, I'm not on either side of the fence as it is. I just know what's going to happen, so it doesn't bother me. Is what I'm saying basically. But how about this? What about how about like a car accident where you have severe brain trauma?
Sure.
In the future, we can actually have a binary zeros and ones sitting somewhere, and the frontal lobe is completely fucked. So we just cut it out and reprogram it with
Agreed.
the actual
Alright.
brain
Agreed.
of you.
That's
Well,
why
here-
Why is
Alright, let me-
medicinal purposes
listen.
always lead towards weaponization as well? So,
Yo,
yes,
What's the weaponization?
Wait. Okay,
No.
listen.
technology
Wait.
will
You don't
always
want
be
weaponized
weaponized
weapons.
and medicalized.
All right, guys, listen. What
Human
if
medical.
somebody
human
does get into a
won't
terrible
do that.
car accident, and you have a robot surgeon who can decide whether or not to operate on this person or not?
It
Now,
can't. It won't have free
theoretically,
will.
It's AI. It can have free will. That's
No,
what
it
we're
can
talking
think,
about.
but it won't have free will. There's a difference in programming.
Okay, that's even worse. Okay, so it's logistically not thinking, not deciding.
Right.
It's logistically crunching the numbers and saying
Right, just
this
crunching
person
numbers.
is not worth saving.
Random some
where a
shits.
human surgeon would say, okay, this is really fucked
Do they
up.
have good insurance? Fuck it, let's go.
Exactly. A human surgeon can choose to say, I'm going to do everything in my power to save this person and come out with something that does save that person's life. You know,
This is why you keep it to programming, where you have to have a person order this machine to do the surgery. A human is the person that decides what is to be done, and then the robot does it.
Well,
Even
That's
if it
not,
is.
that's
we
not
do-
artificial
we do
intelligence.
currently
though.
actually
No, but it
have-
is, though.
That's just no,
We
it
do
isn't.
currently
No, it's
actually
not
have the
artificial
robotic-
intelligence.
Just 'cause
it's
it's
just a
surgery.
pre-programmed
That's like calling something
Just because
4D.
it's AI
Yeah,
doesn't
right.
mean that you
4D
can't
just
tell
'cause you
what
say
to
it
do.
is.
Yeah.
No, something that kind of technology would have to be like regulated by like people who are actually like dealing with it, because we currently have robotic surgery.
Yeah.
Robotic
That
assisted
happens all
surgery.
the
But a
time.
human
But
is
they're not
doing the
making
surgery.
decisions.
It's
Yeah,
not the-
well,
That's the whole
it's
thing, but
both.
an
It's
AI,
both.
in order to be an
It's-
AI, would have to be able to
It gets the
intellectually evolve.
statistics from
Yeah.
the
So
surgeries that existed in the videos.
That is one thing that
You
that's
look
one
for
thing that
similarities, and they learn from it.
hopefully
That's
keep
how
in check.
that
Because
goes.
yeah, it can't be if like you went to a very big extreme of saying like if
Parkinson's.
somehow like no if somehow the robot is like looking in at their like FICO score, and like being like, oh, they're broke, they don't have insurance or something
Oh,
like
that
that.
wasn't
But
even-
Isn't that supposed to be the
But,
freedom of AI?
I know I have a high
but like so
Bottom line,
As long as it-
no, Elon, don't do it.
yes, do
Do
not. AI is a
Do
bad
not
idea.
do it.
We
I'm not
have
saying that we shouldn't develop the.
we
the
have
AI.
10 Terminator
I'm
movies
saying
to
that you
prove
can't
this.
just take it to the limit because we're gonna.
I think that human beings are destined to make something greater
You
than
push
themselves.
the pedal
Yes.
on the gas.
Yeah,
you push
and
the-
I
Well, that's
think
very
that if
arrogant. The
that's
universe
unfair-
has made humans, and
If-
humans
sure.
are now making.
How much
things
was
better.
it?
It
Right.
might just be
Huh?
How
evolution.
much money was
A
it?
billion?
Well,
He was probably just buying a ticket on SpaceX or something,
Maybe.
and they had just had to cover for it.
Yeah.
Like Bill Gates was like, "Yo, I'm buying something from you," and he was like, "Well, we can't do this."
Can't say it like
Well,
that.
They laundered.
Yeah,
They
right.
laundered
It's a
whatever it
donation.
was.
Give me
The
some
problem-
funding.
Yeah.
The problem, like current, like everything, is that
Please.
Yeah.
Problem, the singular
thing.
problem with everything. Jimmy
Maybe we can figure it out tonight.
the singular
people who
despair.
sit there and like have this like great, vast like knowledge and can actually add to society, instead of giving it out to society, ask how I can make money off of this.
Right.
How can,
Back
like,
to capitalism.
Back to capitalism. I was just
Right.
gonna say
No,
that, right.
but this goes back
Right.
to this
Capitalism
goes
is life, man.
Yeah.
For
this
us.
goes back to like
don't know any other
penicillin
way.
and when like
Current insulin and EpiPen
No.
problem.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck, dude.
but but the guy who developed penicillin, like
need money
he
for
made it,
R&D,
he made it
you know?
an unending patent. He didn't want
Yeah.
to sell it. He
Yeah.
gave it away for
For
free.
free.
He gave
Yeah.
drugs away for free.
Yeah.
That's a good
But
one.
then somehow
Here we are.
here we are.
Now,
Both
now
of
you have
us
to-
lonely.
Now you have to mortgage your house to get an
insulin,
EpiPen.
insulin, drugs, and EpiPen
Tell me about it, man.
are like
I know.
$1 zillion.
Absolutely.
I'm still paying
A zillion
off
seems a
People
little
need
high,
that to
Jim.
live and they don't care.
That
Just
was
a little high.
Capitalism is just. It's a problem because it's bad alchemy with the human condition, right? So there's something about people, they want to be bigger, they want to be brighter, they want to be all these things, and now I'm going to do whatever it takes to be fucking better than you and take more than you and have more than you. And like, it just is a bad chemistry, dude.
I'm obviously
and,
for
and
that
like, I think
fighter spirit.
logically it makes sense, but holy shit, in the end of when you get to
Well,
the end of it, it's like fucking
it
cancer.
shouldn't be like how you're gonna try to fuck the other person over and
Mhm.
take their money.
Not to bring it to a political place, but I think every American has the
Oh
right.
yeah, we shouldn't go there in this conversation.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, let's-
I think every American
keep it
has the
where
right
it's
to a
been.
home, and there are more vacant homes than there are vacant people in
Hey,
this country.
hey, by the way, look at
education.
There's plenty of
Obama.
vacant people. I think you mean even
Yeah.
homeless people. There's a
Which
lot
is
of
a lot.
vacant
I'm a pretty vacant
We have-
person.
And home, education,
Sure.
healthcare. That's what we should
Shit,
have the right
I
to.
agree.
And then if you want to buy a freaking Ferrari, capitalism.
Sure.
I'm for that. I'm
Right.
for
No, I
it.
mean, like if you make your money, that's fine. If you spend your money, but when you like
We
when
shouldn't
you
all
when
have
you
to,
when
like,
you
worry
make
about-
other people fight,
Not to bring up anybody who would be maybe viewed as a conspiracy theorist, but Jesse Ventura did offer up the idea of a not a minimum wage but a maximum.
A maximum wage, uh-huh.
And he
Yup.
had said, "Why does anyone need more than $100 million a year? What the fuck could you possibly do
Yeah.
with more?"
You would have to
A
regulate
year.
every market across the board
Sure.
for that to happen.
Yeah, but it seems like a pretty
no
simple
one-
rule.
Well, that's the problem.
Past
no one
this
wants
point-
to not
There's
be.
already been a marginal tax rate that's been
No,
suggested.
I mean,
think
like,
that's an effective
everything
way to
would
get
have
the
to be
nearest
controlled.
thing to that we can get right
Okay.
now. I'm all for the marginal tax rate.
How does that work?
People,
That'd be
naysayers would be quick to say. So like if
Be
it's
a lot
like
less control.
like a 70% marginal tax rate
nobody
for
would want
for
that.
people that make it like not for people that make it's for like your X millionth and $1 or something. So like you're paying a much like a pretty normal average rate,
right?
Up until once you start making more than a certain amount of money.
Why is that a ridiculous request?
Then like it's so much more than anybody. Like it's literally like tens of millions.
You
or
might as
something.
well not make 30 million and just make 10 because they're going to tax
what
it.
about
out.
just pay your fair share of
If you make $10 million in a year, like you don't need you don't need 70% of all the rest of the money beyond that. That you'll make more than it's important to contribute to like infrastructure.
Yeah.
Like paying taxes.
And they get
it's not a 70% tax rate.
Hold on, one at a time.
If you make up to that, because like naysayers are fast to say that it's like 70% of what you make if you make like $1 million. Like no, it's 70% of anything after that.
Right. Okay.
After that fuller amount of money.
Right.
Pat said, so just pay your fair share of taxes.
Yeah, that's
and I
the way to
said,
do that.
what are you referring to the 50% of the population that doesn't pay any taxes? And he goes, yeah.
But they also have to stop overtaxing everything else because they tax us at every level of
What the
everything.
top 1% of richest people doesn't pay in taxes because of loopholes and corporate buyout or corporate bailouts and stuff. Like completely eclipses what anybody in the middle class isn't paying.
They can fix all the middleman taxes.
The majority of the taxes get paid by the poor people who can't afford the fucking taxes versus the rich people who can afford to pay the taxes.
Did we get on this from AI?
Yeah.
It evolved.
It's going on
here. That's probably exactly what AI will do. It just starts talking about politics.
Look at it, and looks at a crash all the time. Every time it gets intelligence, it just crashes.
Let's just make it.
So anyway, what about that Trump guy? That's what the AI is just going to start
Hey, we want to
talking
fuck the
about.
whole human race over. Let's distract them. So Trump's doing a good job this week. What the fuck?
Something really important about him to keep in mind is that like when he says when he does something that seems like insanely outlandish, that's like directly punching a really upsetting nerve.
I think I know what
in
you're gonna say.
a lot of Americans.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what he's doing
I know.
to create a bigger headline because like there's something else he doesn't want us to pay attention to.
Watch
He just
this
wants to
hand.
pay attention to Epstein. What are you talking about? It's so obvious.
Thank
Fucking
you.
holy shit.
Thank you.
Epstein happens and then he
Epstein.
continues to make racist fucking
Epstein.
news.
As if the collusion of like obstruction and stuff wasn't enough.
Yeah, the
pedophilia ring. That
exists
right.
in
He's
this
like,
It was like
that's finally getting really flipping.
five things all in a row that all are like, nope, bye. I'm going to talk about Muslims.
Dan,
Oh my God, tell me about
done. I got this.
Think we share greetings and what's up, buddy? David Ziegler's in the chat. Michael James in the chat. Pain and Wisdom World of Waste is in the chat. Let's see. John Haddad is in the chat. What's up? Hey, my Uncle Wayne is in there. What's up, buddy? How's it going? I'm sorry, what the fuck were we just talking about?
I don't know.
Ice cream.
Empanadas.
Oh, Donald Trump and his fucking...
No, I prefer
yeah, like distraction tactics. Yeah, like, it's always about like looking over
Just
here,
talking about it
looking over
distracted
here
you.
at the shiny object, or
Right,
like,
right.
or like talk amongst argue amongst yourselves.
I think it's ignorant to think that this guy is stupid. I think it's ignorant to think he's stupid.
I think it's a mix.
I think the people around
No,
him.
I think he's pretty stupid, but he's
No,
also
no,
a good
no.
actor.
He's
dumb.
He's
Well, like he knows in the short term that's going to be effective, but he's just not like he's a sociopath. Is the problem? Is the problem?
That's true.
That is true.
That's definitely
If you don't care about
Right.
about like human dignity or like
right, sure.
consequences,
But
with, like,
when you
other
say he
people,
knows the reaction
that's
that
it.
he's going to get, I mean, there's a
he's a
level.
TV
of-
guy.
He definitely
No,
does.
it's not that he's
Right?
smart. It's that he's a TV guy.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But that's why he makes
No,
him
he was
president.
al-
Reagan
he
was
was
an actor too.
always-
They're just
no,
And
told.
he was also a
Jackass.
piece of
They are
shit.
told
Yeah.
what to do. That's what a president does. They're
Right.
just a figurehead. They're told what to do
different
by
thing,
their
though. He just
advisors.
He hires
and
people
they
that
just
knows what they're doing.
play the script out.
But see,
he
Like deliberate
thrives
destructiveness.
on sensational.
Lawyers know what they're doing.
But hold on,
From back in the day when he
Right.
fucking vilified the goddamn
Central
like
Park
Central
5.
Park 5.
Right.
When he took out like some of y'all
Reagan
weren't
you're talking
alive when that shit was going
With
on.
No,
I was.
but
I
these things
saw
are
it.
He was like
important.
hardcore about putting
These things are important.
children like on death row.
He knows what nerve to press. He knows how to sensationalize.
Yeah.
He knows how to do these things,
Never
right?
listen.
So he might not be like book smart intelligent.
Oh, no,
but
he's
when
not,
it comes to
but
fucking pushing the nerves of the fucking American people to get what he wants. Dude, that's a fucking level of intelligence that
he's short-term.
It's
like,
dark, dude.
If he was intelligent,
Dude,
he, like he
went from being
like,
hardcore
trail behind
Democrat
him. It's like,
to
you gotta catch
hardcore
up.
Republican.
Yeah, because
With
he said
no
it. He
qualms.
said it
Yeah.
on how
He said it himself,
He
exactly.
said it and
Quoted.
He said what he was like. He's like,
I
I'd go
ever run for
Republican
president."
because there's a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
Right. And they just
But
went,
like,
okay,
said
cool.
So like no, but the
He
thing
said
is,
that.
like when you see people
Sentence.
who all these years,
Out
when
loud.
like
Not that
Obama was
speak.
in office or Clinton was in office, and they're like putting shit up about like all them, but Trump was in with all of them.
Yeah.
And
He
pictures of all
donated
them,
to Clinton.
hanging out with all of them.
That's right.
Like
And Jeff
all in their
Epstein.
camp.
He's
right?
just
All
making
in
his
their
rich buddies
camp.
happy,
And,
doing some rich boy shit, and he's
all
gonna be
these
rich
people that all these
because
people
of
that
it.
they
So is his
perceive to
family.
be the enemy of the Republicans.
Somebody
You know?
here, I think it was you that said it earlier. You said that there's a few people at the top who add all this shit to the public and it makes people go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I feel like there's this upper echelon of people. Like they're not even human
The
anymore.
Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Oh God.
Okay, so you call it whatever you want to call it, but
The Tom
we're
Cruise
talking about
Illuminati?
people who have accrued the most wealth, more than anybody on the whole planet. Once you've done that, you own everybody in a world like this, right?
They would like to think so.
So
Certainly act like it.
they have no allegiance to any country, no allegiance to any religion, but they would say or do anything to get you to believe it.
Right,
Yeah,
and
just
it's all
because-
infighting.
Because they know that they've engineered the public in such a way that they can manipulate those elements of the public to just constantly, go ahead.
And
Look,
it's
it's a
also
Gap
scary.
Hot Topic thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, kids will go to Hot Topic and be like, oh, this is my Rebel store, and then you find out it's owned by the Gap all along.
Yeah,
you
and
know
it's,
what I
there's
mean?
like
Is it
every,
owned by
every
the Gap?
mall.
It's owned by the Gap!
And the Gap
Right.
is so renowned for
My
having
16-year-old
sweatshops.
self is
I
crying
know.
They're just
inside.
known for
Oh.
And they're making goth studs and stud
Don't
bracelets.
blow your nightmare before
No,
Christmas.
so I think just no-
I'm throwing it all
Every
away.
kid from Hot Topic is gonna cut tonight because of that.
I'm gonna cut tonight. You did this to me.
I wish my grass was emo, so it would just cut itself.
Damn.
Oh, right, what do you say?
Well, nobody can come up with a better way that's agreeable with everybody.
Yeah,
Regarding
That's the
what?
problem.
I know.
We need people coming up with better ways. Like
That's
round
why
the
you have
clock.
to have think tanks.
Yeah, it's,
Or
it's
AI.
not gonna happen.
Oh.
Dude, every time there's a think tank, whenever there's a think tank
Oh
that
my
gets
God!
too
And the AI think
intense,
tank.
whenever there's a think tank that's too intense, what do? They shut it the fuck off.
Yeah, they do.
They shut it
Yeah,
down,
they do.
dude.
Yikes.
It's not hard to like use your intellect for like good,
Yeah.
and people that choose to use it for their own like nefarious like whatever they want to do.
It's not hard, but it's easier to be selfish.
Pursuit
Yeah.
of profits.
It's much easier to be
It's just
selfish.
as strange as everything else.
You know.
Guys, I want to talk about your band. I want to talk about Des and the Swagmatics.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I want to be positive. Tell me.
So
Yeah. We're talking politics for a minute.
I told you on the break I wasn't going to ask you questions that were canned and all that other shit. So let me ask you something first and foremost. As a band together, when you've been out there traveling and playing shows, what so far is the craziest night you've experienced and why?
Everybody's got a different answer.
Yeah, I am.
Ray's gonna
No,
go
no,
first.
no, no. This is the one. No, this
Is-
no,
is
no,
this
no.
Key West?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Any
Oh my
story that
God.
starts like that is
Yeah,
great.
so
Oh my
thanks to hookup of some friends of ours who are another band, Shady Street English Shady Street Show band.
Yes.
Wonderful human beings.
Amazing band. Check
Amazing
them out.
band.
We love them.
Talk to them sometime. Ryan is a wonderful conversationalist.
Okay.
Yeah, like so through them we got hooked up with the Green Parrot, which is a bar club spot in Key West that like had if you've been to Key West, you know the Green Parrot. It's like
It's
a lot
the
of
southernmost
live,
bar in
a lot of
the
live music, and they
continental
literally
United
have
States,
like a little band cabana in the back, like behind the kitchen, that has like bunk beds and a kitchenette and a bathroom, and you like. It's like band camp with tequila at cost. It's crazy. It's really
It's
fun.
the best.
Tequila.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It's yeah.
Guys,
tequila?
Green
Go for a
Parrot.
long weekend and do
Seriously,
residencies
call
and
us.
stuff.
For real.
Love in the world to the
Jeez.
Green Parrot. Yeah. So that was the con. Did somebody else want to talk about about the night in question?
Okay, so yeah, this is funny.
Keep it vague, like Vegas or something.
it-
I don't know.
keep it
I don't
Vegas?
know.
I've never been to Las Vegas,
No.
but
Las
whatever.
Vegas, yeah.
Okay.
Best to use in
A lot of this trip was okay. So to give it a little bit of context, we had never traveled before as a band. We had never spent any extended time
Not
on
proper,
the road.
like anything beyond New York.
Not anything
City.
beyond. Not anything beyond a night, maybe 2 tops, but never really more than that. So we were stuck with each other from a Thursday to a Monday.
A full vacation
Yeah.
style.
And but it was in the most beautiful place on earth, and we were there in December. We were
Fuck
there in
those
December.
chickens,
It was a
Walking around in flip flops and shorts, just like yeah.
Yeah, we got off the plane and we're like,
And then those
So-
fucking chickens.
I'm thinking
all
about
right.
the
So,
food.
oh my God, the roosters.
No,
in the
there are roosters that
morning.
like if walk
5
around at
a.m.
5 a.m. like smoking cigarettes, and they walk into the bar and jump up on the bar.
Okay,
So, to the story of
Yes,
the
actually, on
craziest
their
night. So this is the background,
That'd be awesome.
and we show up to the airport. It's around 8 o'clock. It's Thursday. And New Jersey, side note, bars usually close at 1:30, 2 o'clock.
We're talking about the first night or the last night?
First night we get
Oh,
there.
let's talk about the last night.
Ah, okay. So first night we get there.
I'll circle back
We
around to the last
drive
night.
to the tip of Florida, only to realize that our piano player has lost his bag with everything.
Yeah, all my shit.
Somehow,
Everything.
in the SUV we rented, the back hatch.
It was one of those automatic ones.
We didn't
and,
know
like,
the
it
technological
doesn't
shit.
really tell you when it doesn't close all the way. So we had a nice little bump in
Somehow
the
it
highway.
flipped open?
And
we're like,
the backpack went out to the highway.
The only thing that fell out of the truck was
My
his
backpack.
little freaking
Not,
bag.
not like all my guitars.
My
all this
cymbals were in
stuff,
there. Everything was cool.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So we turn
Very
around
nice
2
bass
hours,
guitar.
go to the place that we took a piss before, to no avail. Then we drove the 2 hours back, got down to Key West. We took the plane into Miami, just to clarify. So then we get down to Key West. It's like 1:30. We're all
Was
a
it Miami
little
or Fort
bummed
Lauderdale?
because we wanted to like
Fort Lauderdale.
Lauderdale.
So it was a
Not
longer
Miami.
drive. It
Fort
was
Lauderdale. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. We went to Miami on the way back. My bad.
Yeah, we had like a 4-hour drive.
So we're a little bummed. It's 1:30. We're like, whatever.
Sure.
We'll just fuck it. Let's just go to bed and chill out. No. So we go
Fort Lauderdale,
inside.
don't
The
stop.
bar is still pumping, and apparently it's open till 4.
Oof.
A, B. This bar is on an island, so our poster's been up there for a while, and it's not like she's inconspicuous with the haircut and everything, you know? So everybody knows we're the band playing here this weekend.
Like,
So people are
driving by.
throwing money at us. We're taking shot after shot.
Those are great moments.
And then we
Nuts.
start singing.
Uh-oh.
And this motherfucker over here,
No,
who
but, like,
turned
not-
out to be a contestant on American Idol.
What the
BT
fuck?
Dubs.
Les Green.
Les Green, you are the man.
Oh, Patrick and the Swayzes, I think they're called.
Yeah.
Patrick is sweet.
Oh wow, I forgot about that.
I want to be like, thank you to Wong Fu.
Yes.
So what was the song we sang? Was it Queen?
Probably.
So whatever. We sang a Queen song.
Like
and
at the bar, like sitting
At the
there?
bar,
No,
he's
so, like-
standing on the bar, swinging from the light fixture,
And you guys are singing
and we're
together.
singing at the top of our lungs.
two.
Yeah,
All
two
of
of us,
All-
and then
all-
And the guy.
Oh,
Okay, and the
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
And the guy.
and
And the guy.
and the guy, and then a couple of his friends were like doing chorus line kicks, and it was just a fucking nuts.
shit.
It was like a Broadway
doing-
scene.
He was doing
It was
pole
just
dancing.
Broadway.
He was pole dancing off the stop sign. Les, if you're watching this, we love you so much.
What a legend.
Can't wait
Yeah,
to see you
dude.
again.
What a legend.
Can't
So,
wait to see you again.
needless to say, Friday
And they
morning,
showed up in the
lots
next
of
couple
coffee,
days,
lots
too.
of Advil, and we played our first show with my worst headache that I've ever had in my life.
All right, so let's.
Somebody found my backpack on the highway and pulled over and
Also
like
that.
looked and found my medication inside and found me on Facebook.
Wow. Yeah, so
Weird.
other way,
On the way back.
on our way out.
He was at work. He left my my backpack in a garbage bag in a bush on on his property and gave me his address and as soon as I went and like picked it up, it was like he immediately
Send him.
Someone told me come get it from the video.
Come search the bush. Send him. He sends him the door.
He texted me a video of his own security camera, like showing me in his driveway holding the thing over my head, like a top, like
Holy shit, dude!
like yeah, I have it.
It was so
Amongst
good.
yourselves, they'll find
Yeah,
it.
that's funny.
Oh, here we go.
Did you send him a video back of him putting your shit in his bush?
Wait, can I hold it up to this kid? Can you put it on the Rick cam?
Yo, the guy's name was Rick. He's a gentleman and a saint and a champion.
Clearly.
Hold it up.
Was
It's
all
not
your
too
stuff
close.
broken,
Maybe about
or
Tell me-
3
tell
feet
me
away.
if-
I would think half of me would be like, well, the second I open that bush up, I'm getting shot in the back of my head.
Right, this is a trap. This is He's even filming it. He's like sending you stalking,
Yeah,
sending
exactly.
videos and shit.
Brilliant, dude.
And there's a bear trap.
Did you get the whole thing?
Wait.
Did you get the whole thing? You
It's
want to
like
see?
a fucking
Hold
horror.
on. See what I mean?
I feel like we haven't even gotten to the crazy part of the
He's
story
watching
yet.
the stream right now.
Oh,
He's
okay.
like,
That's
"That's
my
right now. Like I'm watching you on Awesome
Yo, I
Talk."
would love that.
Okay, so that was
Rick,
just.
you're a hero. You're a legend. You don't even know. And we left him like a T-shirt.
Yeah, we're
so
gonna
it
send
was
him a
cool. Yeah.
So
we
he
gotta send him a band
finds
shirt.
you.
We didn't have any. He just messaged me and was like, it'll be on my house when you guys come back. And I'm
And you
like,
guys
oh my
are
god.
blasting an island. The whole bar is fucking singing. They're fucking doing a Broadway kick dance.
Kick line, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the pinnacle. Absolutely.
Holy
But that's the
shit!
thing, I'm amazed that like you like yes like I mean this is from the Green Parrot. So you thought of the, but not the last night.
The last night is the night that I
was
would have
thinking
brought
of
up.
last night.
Yeah. Well, he showed me.
Hush. All right, so
Yeah, we befriended a wonderful.
Our base mountain couldn't come.
No, I wasn't gonna. I mean, I was gonna say there's a bouncer at the Green Parrot who is
it was
who's
from
a
New
tremendous
Jersey.
Human being who,
He was
who's lived
from
in Jersey for a long
He
time.
lived in. He had like
That's
a
part of the
Hoboken
move.
accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes
We kinda got it.
Brooklyn, Staten Island, New Jersey,
We
either
met so many. We
Pennsylvania or
ran into
Florida.
so many people from New Jersey. Actually, funny story. We ran into a married couple whose wedding we played the year before on their
They
anniversary
happened to be in
of the
Key West.
weekend that we played their
It was
wedding.
twisted.
So
It was
like,
twisted.
it was crazy.
So
but
like we got to be friends with all the staff. They're incredible people at the Green Parrot. And on the last night, a particular bouncer decided to take us to his to show us quote
Taking us
the
out on
good
the
strip
town.
clubs.
The good strip clubs.
Good strip clubs.
Uh-oh.
Go on.
Jimmy's like, no.
Go on. Bad.
Yeah.
Bad
I mean.
We're gonna actually.
Self-explanatory.
How
good was his taste?
Yeah, how good is the strip club? What constitutes
All right,
good?
so-
I guess
I
we
think-
call it Key
no.
West good. It's just I mean
One that
We went to two different ones.
Okay.
The second one was significantly better than the first.
One that has a guy giving you perfume in the bathroom.
before or after.
The second one was significantly better than the first. I think that guy's name was Todd. If you're watching this, dude, thank you for being a great host.
The good strip.
Yo, that
All I'm gonna
he was
say
amazing.
about
He was
the
like
rest-
the mayor. He knew everybody.
He was.
He was an
He
incredible
was walking
guy.
around the street and everyone was saying hello.
Hysterical.
All I'm going to say about the end of that night, because I'm not going to get into detail, but
Go ahead.
I'm not going to blow up nobody's spot, but what I will say is that the entire band didn't make it back to the house that night. Not everybody made it
That's a
back.
wireless strip club.
That sounds like
Yes,
some
it is.
indulgence.
Yeah.
Not everybody made it back.
That includes like single people and people there with our plus ones.
Yeah.
With
Right.
our significant other. Like everybody in whatever like combination or lack thereof didn't make it back.
Not everybody made it back.
I think we got like a 2-hour nap in before we had to start getting ready for the
Yes,
next
before we
day.
had to fly the next day.
They-
I will
they-
say
they
that.
call that-
Wait, hold on a minute. Wait. So you guys flew into Key West, drove around, found his stuff, went to 2 strip clubs, and flew home. Did you guys?
No, we were-
Two shows a day.
In between we played music.
The rundown there is actually really crazy.
Oh,
They
by
have
the
you
way.
do 3 shows a day.
It was
Damn.
wild,
So
yeah.
there's like a 5 o'clock set, there's a 9 o'clock set, and there's an 11 o'clock
That's a
set.
lot.
Friday
Yeah,
and
that's a lot.
Saturday.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And Saturday. And then Sunday, I think it's only the
One
one.
set,
Was the-
5:30. Yeah.
Just the sound check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Just
the
the
one
one,
set.
yeah.
So we were working
We
hard.
were ready
the
for
entire
2 that
time.
day, like, and then we found out otherwise, I think, or something.
So
It
it was
was
like
still
a
the best.
Oh, that was
it was
like
a
that was
really
like
short
the
vacation.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like a long
my boys
weekend,
my
but, like,
boys shout out like
a lot
set
happens
2,
in a couple days.
like song 2. I was
Apparently.
like,
I gotta give a shout out.
I go up to the mic. I was like, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
well, there's
These guys are
that.
supposed
You
to be
sound like
helping me
the
sing.
beginning, a dude looks like a lady.
Yeah.
These guys are supposed to be helping me sing because it's grueling.
Sure.
3 shows a day, and
Yeah, we all.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
not
We
singing
learned a bunch of
lightly.
extra songs.
So they're supposed to be
that
helping me
guitar song
sing,
lead.
and Jimmy goes up for his song and opens his mouth and nothing comes out. So now I've got to ad-lib through a song I've never sung before in my life.
And I'm like, look, we did a verse and a chorus and a timing jam, and we were like, we're out.
I just kept doing the chorus because it's "Feeling All Right" by Joe Cocker. I have no idea how to. It was not my song.
But dude, like,
all I had to do was the chorus.
You know, like at least if I walked up with a Tom Waits voice, I can get away with it.
Yeah, no.
I walked up with like a.
Get a karaoke app on
really
your phone.
Right?
Looking at the lyrics while you're singing.
I was trying to bring it up, but I couldn't get service. I'm like trying to
Right.
sing.
So let me ask
Hold
you.
on one second, guys.
My Wi-Fi isn't great.
New question.
All of us sing, so it's really awful when one of us can't sing.
New question. What do you guys want people to know about your band?
We like food.
That we will funk.
We like food.
No, that's
Feed
not a
us.
good thing for them
Yeah,
to
right.
know.
That we like
Do
to funk
better.
your mind up.
Do better.
I was gonna funk your mind up. I don't know.
Yeah, we get people wet. We get people weird.
I have always, I've
like a
always
slip and slide.
felt
Pretty
like
fun.
the entire purpose of what we do, no matter whether we're doing our own songs or whether we're doing our covers.
KY instead of water.
You guys are being gross, and I'm trying to be profound. You know what?
Our shows are graphic
I'm
and
done.
profound.
It could be both.
I had
Talking over me with your bullshit.
Go ahead. What do you want to say?
Damn. I always wanted to make people feel good. So if you leave one of our shows and that's how you feel, then we did our job. You know,
Just stretch before you get there. That's all we ask.
definitely stretch. I want people to know that we're really approachable and down to earth, and I think people get really intimidated by me, and I don't know. No, I do know why. Because the Desiree that's on stage, I'm a Gemini. The Desiree that's on stage versus the Desiree that you're talking to right now are two completely different individuals. I have knocked the hat off of people's head that were talking on their cell phone in front of my stage before. I have put my foot in people's chest before. Stage
He deserved that
Des,
shit.
he did. Stage Des is an animal, but like, you know, I'm really warm and fuzzy inside.
Do we do
Anybody
you
else?
want to do the final word now?
Well, probably because we have to switch cameras. And
Yeah, we're gonna switch up. So when we go on our second break, we're gonna switch everything up to get it ready for you guys to play a few songs.
So
which
where
is
should
gonna be
we?
amazing. So
No,
here's the thing.
yeah.
So okay,
Should we
so
make it here?
a couple more questions.
Yeah, this
Where
is
can
like
people find you online? Where do you want people to find you?
Okay, you can either follow us on Facebook, Facebook/Des Swagmatics, no and the. You can go to our website, www.desandtheswagmatics.com. Fully spell out the whole thing. You can follow us on Instagram at Des Swagmatics, same on Twitter. And we keep up to date with all of our shows all the time. We've actually got two
Should we give them
shows.
that website too?
Oh no!
Sorry, as you were.
That's the one that my daughter sent us.
Keep your porn to yourself, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, you have no. This is someone's porn. It's not mine, but it's someone's.
We've actually got two shows coming up this weekend. We're going to be,
Someone will be confused by that. joke.
we're playing on Friday at Georgie's. I'm so excited.
That's gonna be great.
I'm so excited. We have, oh my gosh, we have such a crazy amount of support in the LGBTQIA community.
Plus.
And plus. And I am so grateful. Some of my best friends are in that community, and it's really wonderful to be able to go out there and show them that we love them and we want to make them dance as much as we want to make everybody else dance. So we're going to be there Friday night, 9 until the end of time, until they kick us out. It's a free show. There's free parking on that side of Asbury. So for that reason alone, everybody come.
Oh yeah.
And then Saturday, we're going to be at the Whitechapel Projects, which is our first time there. It's a really, really gorgeous venue. It's new.
Great
It's brand
beer.
new.
It's great.
It's spanking
Outdoor
new.
space.
And
Great
we're
beer.
playing.
The other band playing with us is really good.
I was gonna say
too.
we're playing with the band Old Sport.
Sport.
Old Sport.
That's not what they sound like. It's not what they sound like.
No, they're amazing.
A good band.
They're an amazing band. They got like 1 million. Well, they don't have 1 million, but they have several thousand plays on Spotify.
They got people on that West Coast.
Kind of, they're a West Coast band that just moved back to New York City. And my best friend in this entire world is the keyboardist. So it's really cool for us to play a show together. Like,
awesome.
We've been talking about it for literally decades, so it's great for us to be able to get together and play a show. So that's Saturday. Saturday night. Sorry. The doors are at 8. Come see Old Sport at 8:30. We're on at 9:30, and we'll see you there. It's also a free show. But bring your money anyway, because we finally got our batch of T-shirts in. We sold out the first 2 shows we got them, and we got new shirts in. So come Come and get your Des face. You want to wear my pretty face on your chest.
I know how it is.
So one other question. So if I'm going to give each of you about 30 seconds, right?
Uh-oh.
We do this thing for guests called the final word, where if you had a final message to give to the whole world right now, because I don't know, it's ending or whatever, it's just your last
Or the
fucking
asteroid
chance, right?
finally
The
came.
asteroid's finally coming, right?
This is it.
And you had to give a final word to the world right now, what would your message be?
Learn the ukulele while you can.
That's right.
But I'm gonna give Loudon the final word.
In terms of improving one's mood and general outlook, I consider the ukulele to be the big gun.
Learn the ukulele while you can.
Respect.
That's a message. All right.
You'll be better for it.
Jimbo.
Ooh. I gotta hold on nothing because I was thinking as a guitar player, I'm like, no, burn the ukulele.
Nice.
Because that way you have a fire, you can heat shit. So for your final minutes,
Play guitar in front of the burning ukulele.
like you play your guitar, you burn the ukulele.
My final message would be, life is very short and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friends. Also, like, you know, try your best to do good and to be happy, if you can.
Thank you very much.
It's very low pressure. It's very low pressure.
Lowered expectations.
If you can, you know, whatever.
If not, whatever.
Final message? I don't know. It's been fun. We're going surfing.
All right.
The asteroid's coming? Yeah, I'm gonna go surfing.
Yeah, fucking A.
Good for you.
Oh,
Die in
big
the
ass
ocean.
wave.
Oh.
The waves would be
Look at
And I
That last
die.
wave's fucked.
I die so quick.
If you were
It would just
somewhere
be so
close
fast.
to
Well, you know what,
ground
like-
zero, like the
My-
last like 45 minutes of your life would be
Awesome talk.
like it sucks that like that
You might actually live
That would
if
be
you're in
like
the
the most
ocean.
amazing GoPro footage ever that no one would
That no one would
ever see.
Some aliens like a million years from now come and
You're
check
like,
out the
wow,
GoPro.
check out
Like,
that fucking wave, man. Too bad that guy wasn't around to enjoy this sweet footage.
The last human on Earth just flying on a wave.
Oh my god, if aliens ever found like GoPro like footage like from now, they'd be like,
see a lot
Yeah,
of
what
porn.
the
is
fuck
They'd be like,
wrong
these
with
guys love
people?
sex.
what is
Yeah,
wrong with
they
this
love
They
whole
love filming
planet?
themselves driving for some reason.
Yeah.
Where's
stop filming yourself while
Dasbury
driving. That's
Park
just
Brewery in the Circle? What's up, David Ziegler? How's this going? And what the fuck was that? What's up, David Ziegler? How's it going? There's a lot of Z soundings in there. Well, whatever.
If you want to be
Welcome. So, Des and Swagmatics going to do a few songs tonight, man. So, if you're watching, I want to say thank you very much. I want to say thank you everybody who came here tonight, because we're going to cross over to Performance Zone while we're on break. I want to thank Frankie V for fucking filling in on cameras tonight. For Mac Lahosi, who's at the Gathering of the Juggalos right now, where he told me he once saw somebody eat shit out of a porta-john on the last day. So, I just want to say that I know that that's a fact.
Gigi Allen would be proud.
He would be.
Oh,
That guy.
no.
He'd be underwhelmed.
You mean he didn't vomit on it first?
So we're gonna get
Came all
set
this
up.
fucking way.
We're gonna get set up for the performance zone over here. Again, thank you all very much for watching. Like the page and everything. Hang out. We got about a 20-minute break. Give us some time. We're gonna get set up here, and it's gonna be awesome. And thank you guys. I love you guys for being here today.
Thank you so much for having us.
We're coming back.
This was awesome talk.
Frankie V, you let me know when we're out.
I'm play a couple songs off the new record. I'll leave you guys with that. Oh, how strange. Feels just like yesterday, when the world hung on a string. We did not participate. And I'm thinking of the time when for an evening you were mine. In the morning's first light, my stomach filled with butterflies.
You're listening to us. And the face.
After a 14-hour standoff, police find an empty house.
It's a better use of time, I think.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if they like threw a phone through the window.
Yeah, right.
They're like, why isn't he picking up?
Yeah.
What are we doing wrong?
What are we doing wrong here? Yeah.
Imagine if all of Die Hard had been that.
I know, right? Like John McClane's just sleeping in a nice motel across town.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Just like walking
right.
walking up behind the cops. Like,
That's every
like how
Die
they figured
Hard.
out the house was empty? Did the person just like come home and just
Yeah.
like walk up to him and be like, hey,
Yeah.
why are you guys all
The guy
here?
like slowly pulls into his driveway. He turns and looks at everybody, takes his keys, and he's like,
Dude, I'm all for it. I think there should be more of that. It's like putting
Yeah.
catnip on the floor for your asshole cats.
yeah, just to keep him out of the way for a little while so they
Like,
don't kill
if
you.
they fuck with this, nothing else will be destroyed in the meantime.
Yeah, right. This seems like a good plan to keep
Just
them
let
busy.
them surround an empty house.
Yeah. Well, you better come out of there, sir. You know, like, hey, what's the matter there? He won't come out of the house, see? 12 hours. I'm so tired. You know what I mean? All these like tired, like browbeaten cops are going back to the station. Nothing happened.
What's more to this story? I mean, like, did they break down the door? Did the person actually? Was there any type of illegal activity that led them to this house to begin
Yeah.
with? Was it the wrong house that they went to? Did they like?
Yeah.
Was it the neighbor that was actually being held
Maybe
hostage?
they just didn't check his work schedule first or something.
Like, you know, like did the guy next door? He's like,
Well,
damn
it gets funnier.
Why
A
are they?
state police tactical team attempted to get anyone inside to come out using a loudspeaker messages.
It
and
wasn't
smoke.
loud enough.
And they're like, we have filled this house with so many fucking smoke bombs and nobody will come out. This guy must be a genius. Like, and
Yo, if my house got bombed with smoke bombs, I'd fucking grab the strobe.
oh yeah, man, just start inviting people over.
Yeah, just fucking get the
Start
bass
texting.
thumping, you know?
Yeah. A house surrounded by cops. Let's
I would
party.
have figured you would have taken your underground tunnel to your secret bunker.
Yeah, right, to your secret lair. And you just wait it out.
Your underground dungeon.
I mean, obviously 14 hours, I guess this is the standard.
Yeah.
You know, you wait
Until
14
what?
hours.
Until
It's
they give
an
up?
average shift.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You eat some canned peaches while you're down there. You
So
wait
what,
it out.
what led them to give up? How did they figure out that no one was there? Like, there's got to be some fucked up details to this. That
They
that's
found no
within-
people or weapons inside.
Oh, what? So they actually,
they
like,
allowed
stormed
and
the
smoke
place?
prior to entering through the front door around 12:45 p.m. Dude, which means they started this at 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
The cops up there at 10 in the morning drinking coffee. What's the scene like here? Well, we got a guy holed up inside, ready for anything.
Like, did somebody call and say there was a hostage situation?
No, I
Like-
think a neighbor hit his other neighbor with a shovel. And evidently that's enough to... I don't really want to read too much. The suspect who police say attacked his neighbor with a shovel is being sought on a felony assault warrant. The guy probably just banged his neighbor in the head with his shovel and just went to his job at,
Right. And then, like, when the cops are there,
At
he just
Home
would
Depot?
drive by slowly.
Yeah, and the guy's doing a double shift. He doesn't know any of this is even going on. He's
He
just
doesn't
like,
even remember this morning.
yeah, he's just like, look, if you want deck screws, I recommend.
Do you remember, like, when we were little, hearing stories about our dads doing shit like this all the time?
Like
No,
what?
you
Yeah, I
grew
got in
up-
a fight with the
you-
guy, and my dad used to tell me that he
Yeah.
got in a fight with a
Well-
kid and like squished him into like a garbage pail.
Yeah, right, right.
And,
Yeah,
like,
but you grew up in New
now
York City.
there's
and
like,
like
tanks that come out. Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying it's okay to do that. I'm just saying like there has to be some level of like
In the
you know
middle?
some
Yeah, right.
ratio of like
Yeah.
this to the other.
Yeah, it was definitely more like an 80s TV show back then, but that's what it was really like. Like my aunt tells me this story about how my grandfather Like, okay, so like my uncle, just really quick, my uncle was like talking to some girl on her front porch. She was like 15 or whatever. The girl's father came home and started roughing my uncle up for talking to his daughter. She goes running home and tells my grandfather, "Oh, so and so is roughing up, my.
Do you think they really said roughing up?
Probably back then, I'm sure they said that.
Yeah.
So
Some ruffians.
Yeah. So my grandfather put his beer down, got up out of his chair, walked out the front door, walked up on the guy's front lawn, and said, "Are you messing with my kid?" The guy came out of his front door, and my grandfather knocked him out fucking cold on his own front porch, turned around, walked back home, sat back down in the chair, picked up the same beer, and continued to watch TV. And that's just where it ended, dude.
Right.
Like, there was no tank on the front lawn.
My old, the guy who taught me a lot about electrical work, he was a mechanic I was working with for a long time. He told me a story when he was a kid in the 70s.
I imagine like this mad scientist throwing lightning bolts out of his eyes.
He
The
got,
guy I learned this shit from.
his mom and his dad got into a bad right down the street in Neptune. His mom and his dad got into a bad fight, right? Like a argument.
Right.
His mom left the house, packed the kids up in the car. She's sitting at an intersection, traffic light. Cops sitting at the traffic light. Father comes behind the mother's car, pushes the mother through the intersection.
And waves to the cop as he's passing.
The cop does nothing because it was a domestic issue, and they stayed the fuck out
and the
of it.
The guy's like, "Hey there, buddy, I wouldn't do that if I were you."
But that's the difference. Yes, that wasn't right. That's
right. Not right. It's just a different mindset. You know what I mean?
Like how did we get from there to here?
From there to like a war machine kicking your fucking door down and $100,000 worth of weapons.
It's totally bizarre.
It's like maybe somewhere in the middle is okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about all
like
this.
the cops thinking that they're in a standoff because somebody didn't answer the door.
Yeah, right. Answer the doorbell. Cops are like, ding dong.
Oh man, hostage situation.
yeah. Call for backup. Except he turns around, there's already 18 police cars there. Like, how much more backup can possibly fucking show up? All right, so I'm going to move on. Norwegians raising funds to fix popular penis-shaped rock formation.
See?
There you go.
See?
There you go.
All I gotta do is ship it to South Korea. They'll get that shit fixed right quick.
All you gotta do
They'll
is
just go out to
They'll
the
swap
garden
it.
and pick one.
Yeah, just swap it out.
By Sunday, over 500 people had donated nearly 90,000 Norwegian kroners.
What the fuck does that mean? Is that like $4?
It's about $10,000 to fix the formation. Because after popular,
They just get an enormous hot glue gun.
They
Why is it gotta
plug
be
it in.
enormous?
Like plug it in. Like
In
God.
Greek-
Well, I imagine
Greek
it was
times-
a big dick.
In Greek times,
For-
small penises were in.
For it to be that much fucking money to fix.
Yeah, right.
It
Yeah,
just could be that beautiful.
yeah. Maybe it's just that amazing. I mean, they have pictures of it and barely even looks like a dick to me.
It's totally symmetrical. It's totally
It just
smooth
goes
and
to show what
symmetrical.
kind of world we're living in.
It's,
You know,
it's not even a mushroom. It's
just if you smash down a big dick-like object,
people get all
bent out of shape.
donating.
Yeah, right.
What is if you were making a person,
Right.
what would you have
do you mean making a
constructed?
person?
Like dicks, you
Yeah,
were talking about
sure.
dick shapes.
Right.
If you were making a male human,
Right.
Like a statue?
what would you have thought the shape of the dick should be?
Do you mean in terms of size or structure?
Shape.
Shape. I'm definitely just your typical missile-shaped, mushroom-headed dick, and not a crazy
Really?
mushroom
That's
head.
what you would have thought up on your own. Is
Yeah.
That should be mushroom shaped. That's really the first thing
Well,
that
you're
would come
talking
to mind.
like if I had to invent people.
Yes.
Why does it have to be erect though? You said it was like a rocket, like I mean, you could be like an
It
elephant
could be a
trunk
flopped
or
over fucking
Yeah.
rock formation.
Look, I don't have a whole lot to go on for this. Like, I feel like
Whatever. Just get back to my question.
I don't know how to address it. You know, like I only know
Think about
dicks
it.
in one way. Like,
yeah, your
In
own.
way
So
hard.
you would know the best way to have a better
Are you
one.
walking around with a
I
constant
don't
erection?
Look, there's not
Scott,
a.
what would you make?
Look, if you want to make the dick better, make it half head.
Oh, you want it better. You want to improve on the dick.
Well, I just mean like I don't feel like if a dude was in charge of making dudes, he would have said the way dicks are shaped is the way they should be shaped. They'd probably make some alterations.
I
I
definitely
wonder
give it
what
more
they'd
texture for her pleasure.
Texture.
Yeah, like a tongue.
Yeah, but
like
the
a tongue penis.
Yeah, but the texture's got to work. The texture's got to work in both ways here,
She
man.
looks so gross.
Look, I've said it before, Stones. I've said it before. I'll say it again.
It's not too far off from what I imagine you actually have.
Yeah. I just think it should be mostly head. Like, let the
Just
head run
mostly
down
head?
the shaft more.
No, the smaller head has a purpose. There's
because it keeps from triggering too fast.
Bullshit. There's fuck. I can't believe I have to.
Look, no, you're completely. Hold on a minute. If I'm jerking off and I really need it, or
this has
whatever,
nothing to do with
and
you.
I'm just saying the head is the trigger point. Like the second you start, thumbing, the head, it's like, oh fuck, I gotta blow. Even if you're having a hard time.
There's nothing. But it has the
And
head
the
has
church
nothing
is
to do with you.
investigating.
Yeah.
The head has everything to do. There's about 2 inches in on the upper part
I know,
of the
you watched
vaginal
the
canal.
YouTube tutorial.
There's a it feels like the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, you said this before.
Yeah. Well, the head of the penis does well there. It does well
Right.
there. So if you made the head larger,
Look, dude,
you'd have to have a larger shaft, and then it would be just as proportional as it was before.
I would
That's a
not
good
spot.
point.
If I were building like a person, they said build your son, and I'm building Jesus. Like I'd probably just give him a pretty average dick. Like I wouldn't make a giant dick or a giant
But
and
there
large
is
dick
no
head.
average at the time. Average is whatever you decided it was.
All right, so
Wait, I'm in control of the whole gamut here.
Yeah, I mean, you're deciding what men are shaped
Can I
like.
just say that this goes back to the original conversation about don't name your kids the first year? Like, if some people show up, they're like, "Whoa, that dick's
First of
way
all,
too
I
big."
think your
might just
nipples
toss
should be
them-
on your balls.
Dude, I agree totally.
Because I don't think that
But-
women's nipples should be the only ones sexualized. And if your nipples were on your balls, you'd have no fucking choice.
I'd be real happy
Try and
about
get
it.
around that.
But men like. I mean, typically, generally speaking, not across
I'd
the
get
board.
rid of the balls, but from what I understand,
I agree. I would too.
Oh, really?
If I
that's
was
actually
in,
a different opinion.
Balls make no sense.
balls are so confusingly out of place. Like, there's no reason for them to be there.
From
take the
what
most
I've
important?
been told, girls really like the ball slap when it's
What girl's telling you that? Someone that's you're paying?
or murdering a lot. I've heard it.
never fucking heard
Dude,
that.
I've never heard that in my
Say-
fucking life, dude.
You never heard
and
that?
like, I haven't lived a clean existence. what are you talking about?
So there's a few things. All right, the V is a big thing for women, right? Like the V curve going down the groin, like that's an attractive part of a male for a lot of women. And in that same context, during those conversations with chicks, they've also said, "Oh, I really love it too when like the balls are slapping up against my twat
Yeah.
when I'm getting fucked from behind." And I'm like, okay, so that's a thing.
No,
But apparently,
well, you know what? I
don't
don't
know
give a
anything
shit
about it.
about making women happy. I'm taking the balls off.
Well, I would get rid of them. Yeah, absolutely. But
Agreed.
I wouldn't. if the majority ruled.
They just
Yeah, but Stones, they wouldn't know what they were missing. This is the beginning of time.
If there's
they wouldn't have
anything-
any balls to miss.
if
They wouldn't
there's-
even know what that meant.
Look, if creationists want an argument against evolution, it's the fact that the most important organ known to mankind hangs outside in a brittle bag outside your body where it could be damaged by anything. Talk about evolution fucking up.
If this
like,
was
I'm glad my brain is so big, but like my balls are hanging outside my body, dude.
If this was beginning of time, I'd totally make it like the praying mantis and have it to where, like give a penny, take a penny.
Yeah,
You know?
I get that. Yeah. When
Like,
it comes
if
to
you're gonna-
balls, I've
if
always
you're
said, give
if
a
you're
penny,
gonna-
take a penny.
If you're gonna recreate, have them chop your head off.
Yeah.
Like that
So,
should be the rule.
After
like,
one kid, balls are gone.
You're dead.
So your balls should have been
You know,
gone long
give,
ago.
Give
like-
a penny, take a penny.
Yeah. Makes when I think about perfect sense. Huh? You're not gonna laugh at that pun. You're not gonna.
I'm sorry, I was thinking about the shapes of penises that
Yeah,
you'd
you're just
choose
dreaming
to.
in a.
I'm not dreaming.
I don't think she's
I'm
dreaming.
just, I'm just
Magical
wondering
land
what
of-
would be like the smartest
Pillow
design.
penises just bouncing
And
everywhere.
it's fucked up because we were looking
The
up weird
smartest
dicks.
design?
We were looking up weird.
We
I don't
were?
remember why. Yeah. Remember we saw this. We saw pictures of people with abnormally large heads on
Yeah,
their
you ever
dicks.
seen a dude
I don't.
with two
re- I,
dicks?
that wasn't me.
The two
It
dick-
was.
two
We looked
dick
at
ones
it
are
together,
fucked
man.
up.
There were dicks. So like the head was like a mallet.
Don't
Like,
remember
I
this.
was like, what am I looking at here? Like, how is this
like
possible?
a hammerhead.
I'm talking about a dick that looks exactly like a hammerhead. Like the head is so much wider than the body. It's like a fucked up. Like somebody took a microphone and photoshopped.
Does it look like it has like elephant ears?
No, it's just a big fat mushroom with a skinny stalk. Like, who is this benefiting? Because even if that goes in the vagina, you end up with this weird contour to the lips. They're barely hugging the base. The head's all in every. I don't know. it's all tits up. Sarah, what do you got next?
She's thoroughly skeeved out.
I doubt it. She's run Spooky Meat for 15 years. There's no skeeving. What
It's not
next?
like the height of my achievements or anything.
Yeah, my achievements.
Well, I'm here. We hope not.
Well, Stones is here. That changes the game a little bit. So what do we have next?
So PETA has this new advertising campaign, and it's basically it's like people in bed, and they look frustrated and like angry because they're not having sex.
Right.
And then it says like between them, it says like meat interrupts your sex drive. And like they're basing that on the idea that eating meat higher your cholesterol.
Yeah, that's
and blah
stupid.
blah 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 blah. But like it's such a far-reaching idea for an ad campaign.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And so stupid. Meat interrupts your sex drive.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it doesn't
Like,
because meat brings a lot of fucking protein and raises your fucking. If you work out a lot, that it helps to raise your testosterone level. There's no science behind this. I'm just going off of shit I've heard in the past, so don't quote me on anything. But like people with a high protein diet work out a lot and their testosterone levels are high. It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, go ahead.
I don't know. I just think it's stupid.
And what like there's like a meat
meat
log.
interrupts your sex drive.
There's like some cold cuts between them in bed and.
No, there's actually one picture of a cow between them.
When I get food, I usually get the number 2 with a shake.
Yeah.
But I'm.
It's like, at what point have you like been in a situation like where you're about to fuck a chick,
Right.
and you're like, oh man, that steak earlier, it's just
It really ruined my sex drive.
really doing something to me right now.
I'm sorry, but I cannot possibly fuck this pussy due to the flaming yard.
After I ate all that blood.
Yeah,
felt, primal.
Right.
Right.
And I felt really manly about it. Like I just got off a Viking ship, smash his shit to death myself. I can't possibly have sex now.
Dude, there are people in medieval
ridiculous.
times fucking doing the sinful doggy style,
Yeah.
fucking double fisting like
Fucking A.
like legs of lamb in each
And-
hand
and
at the
those-
same time.
yeah, and
just
those
like
lambs are alive.
bouncing and chewing.
Right, balls are banging off of everything.
And she's like, "Oh, now I know what my sister was talking about."
Yeah, and he's like, of course you do. She's right here. Fucking A. Be human
Meat
beings.
interrupts your sex
Me
drive.
interrupts you. So I'll tell you what though,
It
if
does.
I were fucking in like a raw pork roast just landed in the bed, that might interrupt. I'd just be like, oh, dude.
It would interrupt to the point of like, oh, we'll figure out where that came from after. Whoop.
Yeah, let me just knock this
Throw
off the
it
bed
over.
to think about later.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Get some rum ham in there. It'll be fucking all night.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what rum ham is?
The rum ham, yeah.
You just know what rum ham is?
Yeah, not a big Always Sunny fan.
But still.
It's all right. Let's move past it. After 2 drown, Sarah, I thought this one specifically would you'd like. After 2 drown in the Tanzania, Christians re-examine safety of river baptisms. They reimagine.
Yeah, but they've been baptizing people in rivers for so long. This
Oh,
can't be
rivers
the
are
first
rising, they're
fucking-
getting angrier.
This can't be the first time people have drowned during a baptism.
I think you're right about that. I
Like,
think now that
there's
people
no
are catching it
fucking
on.
way, dude.
Yeah, now that people are catching it on their iPhones, suddenly it's a
I
problem.
would be hard pressed to believe that there hasn't ever been a baby baptized in one of those tiny little fucking church pots that didn't drown
yeah,
somehow.
right.
They didn't have a name, though.
Because some eager priest
So it's okay.
just held them underwater.
Yeah, they're like, this baby doesn't have a name.
Yeah.
Let's fuck this thing.
Let's traumatize
He's
this
like,
one.
Their
before
parents
he
are
comes
shit.
back out of the
Their
water,
parents
you
are
have to give him a name, and they're like, we don't want to. And he's
Yeah.
like holding him in under. He's like,
It's like,
"We
look,
have
I
to."
can't let him up until you name him. I don't know, John, Jimmy, something. I don't know. Just fucking hurry up. You just start barking
And
out
then he
names.
lifts it out, and he's like, oh, too late.
Too late.
Sorry.
Sorry, you got to start over again. And she's like, fuck, I worked on this for 9 fucking months. Fuck. And then everybody just goes, well, he's a priest. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He's the guy in the ghost clothes waving a cross around.
Yeah,
He's the guy
talking
who
about the
ranked
guy
the
in the sky.
positions.
Yeah, he's the guy who thinks someone in the sky is telling him what to do. I mean, he must really have his shit
he's got
together.
it. He's got it down.
Yeah, he's really figured it all out.
Drowning babies.
Yeah, he's drowning babies out here. I mean, he's a man of the cloth. He wouldn't do such a thing unless, of course, it were necessary.
Right.
Am I right? That's why my asshole's been all stretched out since I was 4. Sarah, what do you have? What do you have?
You go.
All right, I'll go.
Because
Let's
he has
see.
a misshapen penis.
Teenager gets temporary 9-pound Mike Tyson tattoo on his face, but the burns leave him with the embarrassing scars. So basically, he thought it'd be cute to get a temporary tattoo.
Yeah, but like, for what? Like maybe a costume or some shit. Like I don't know. That kind of sucks. Like
He's
think
got
of
a
how
bunch
many
of them too. He's
things-
got other ones on his chest that stayed.
Like think about how many times you've
What do you mean
dressed
stayed?
up for something for like a costume party or Halloween or whatever. Like, could you imagine if that accidentally burned itself into you?
Yeah.
Like how fucking shitty would that be?
Yeah. So now he's got like the Mike Tyson tattoo. Instead of it looking like a tattoo, it just looks like a big burn in the side of his
Why
face.
did it burn? What did they fucking apply it with a fucking
Chemical burn,
iron?
Yeah, some sort of chemical burn. The tat set him back 10, whatever the fuck that symbol is. James shared
10
photos
kroners?
of the tattoo
Yeah,
burn
yeah,
on his
$4.
Twitter, saying, "I got a $10 whatever Mike Tyson henna tattoo, and
Oh, he probably got black henna.
it's only gonna scar my face for the next 3 to 5 years." But what's funny is I like that he hashtagged it with happy days, so maybe he's got a sense of humor about the whole thing. But good luck getting hired at the local McDonald's with this shit going on, man, because they're not gonna. Well, maybe they'll take it. I don't know. Now everybody takes pictures. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
All right.
Let me hear you just say hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes.
Rack. Hello. Rack.
Hello. What quarter is that?
I'm going for a 7. I don't know.
I think we're live. Yeah, we're all set. Yes. All right, so we are going to get started in a second. Hold on. Let's see here. I'm gonna break this out for this.
Oh, you getting
know
fancy on us.
Maybe that's not a good.
Lower the light.
Oh, not control.
Is that light okay in your eye?
No, I'm saying it for this.
Is it light in your eye, Ray?
My retinas are bent out now.
I've got blisters on my cornea.
Tear on my Southern hood.
Wait.
All right, are we ready to go?
Yes.
Also hurt.
First two, a bit, okay.
Yes.
We're good to go. We're ready.
GTG.
I'm just gonna stand back. I'm just gonna stand back and let it happen.
Really do let you crazy.
No.
Come on.
I think sledge. Alright. Ready? This is our latest single, produced by Telegraph Hill. Called Back to Blues. Mama say there be days like this, days when the sky is falling, when you ball your hands into fist to keep you from crawling. Don't close your eyes. Keep you from seeing the truth. Seeing the true sky. Will always come back to blue. Am I getting through? Ain't I? Am I getting through? Ain't I? Gotta say that it can be hard to breathe when this world is keeping you down. Stay strong. Hold on. Remember to always stand your ground. Don't close your eyes to keep you from seeing the truth. Seeing the cloudy sky will always come right back to blue. Till I'm getting through you, oh, through you. Ain't I? Am I getting through to you, maybe? If I'm getting through to you, oh, through to you, but ain't I? And I'm getting through to you, oh, ain't I? Am I getting through to you, maybe? If I'm getting through to you, oh, through to you, oh, ain't I? Am I getting through, maybe? If I'm getting through to you, through to you, but ain't I? Am I getting through to you, baby? If I'm getting through to you, through to you, but ain't I?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So next song.
Next, I'm just gonna be screaming into this.
Don't scream anymore. Damn. You are why we don't get invited places.
We're just gonna do an avant-garde piece.
No.
Okay.
Well, it's ASMR,
Oh God. No. Sorry. So let's do the cover now and then do the original last.
Cool.
Oh my god, there's a harmonic. Okay. Oh goodness. Okay.
All right, Jim.
I got a two-handed
sledge, a lead into it.
Oh. Watch, you're unhooked.
Oh goodness. This is weird.
One, two, three.
Oh, I can do it. Could have a steam train if you just lay down your tracks. You could have an aeroplane flying if you bring your blue sky back. I am on this comet. I'll be anything you need. You could have a big dipper rolling up and down all around the bend. You could have a bumper car bumping. It's amusement never ends. I wanna be sledgehammer. Why don't you cut on my lady? Wow, one go sledgehammer. This will be my testimony. Yeah. Show me around your fruitcake, 'cause I will be your honeybee. Open up your fruitcake with a fruit as sweet as can be. I wanna be your sledgehammer. Why don't you cut on my lady? Wow, I'm your sledgehammer. Put your mind at rest. I wanna be your sledgehammer. Why don't you cut on my lady? Wow, you better call the sledgehammer. Let there be no doubt about it. Sledgehammer. Get away. I kick the habit. Kick the habit. Kick the habit. Shed my skin. Shed my skin. This is the new stuff. This is the new stuff. I go dancing in. Go dancing. Show for me. Show for me. I will show for you. Show for
Shed my skin.
This is the new stuff.
This is new stuff.
I go dancing.
We go
That was a fun experiment.
Experiment.
Experiment. Experiment gun.
It's like a gun. Hey, look at that.
All right, are we doing sunny side or are we doing set me free? Decision now!
Sunny side.
Yes?
Chords all like melody.
Yep.
In late stage capitalism, it's very easy to look out into this world and see a lot of bleakness. But we here at the Swagmatics want you to try your best to realize you have a whole life to live.
Out in the distance, on the horizon, I dreams of a better tomorrow. Though maybe today may be cloudy and gray, and every hour is sorrow. Say it's alright. You gotta see the bigger picture. You gotta see the sunny side. It is alright. Let it ride. Down on the corner, under the street lamp, you stand with your hand in your pocket. The world is turning, everything's changing, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. It is alright. You gotta see the bigger picture. You gotta see the sunny side. It is alright. Let it ride.
Take it, Red.
Keep on keeping on, yeah. Yeah. Silver linings seldom found when you're looking down. Raise your eyes, realize I've been standing by your side. Yeah. Say it's You gotta see the sunny side. Oh, right. Let it ride. Now everybody sing it with me. Yeah. All right. You gotta see the bigger picture. You gotta see the sunny side. All right. Let it ride.
That is fucking amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, dude. Yo,
Hi, fans.
can I just say something? My house is so much fucking cooler than your fucking house.
Yes, it is, bro.
It just is.
Truth hurts.
Thank you so much, Des and the Swagmatics.
Thank you.
Everybody who watched tonight, man. Tonight was a fucking great show. Thank you so much. Thank
Yay.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
It's so good to have you guys.
This was the best.
Thank you
so much, Rick.
Frankie B.
Frankie
tonight,
B.
man.
Frankie.
Thank you. You guys are see you all here. Next week, our guest is Killer Kells and Nikki Nailbomb from Molly Rhythm is going to be here. So
Right.
it's
Sweet.
gonna be fucking
Shout
dope,
out
man.
Zaddy Kev.
Big Daddy Kev.
Kev.
Zaddy, we miss you.
I want to take a look, Kev.
I'm gonna still give a shout out to the Franks, the Pat, the Stone, the Sarah,
Yeah,
and the
guys.
Rick.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all for having us.
This was dope, everyone.
Thanks, man.
Well.
Hi guys. I got work at 7 in the morning, so